Sorry baby, I just don't know the words or how to conjugate them. Was it really past tense I heard, or was it present perfect? Maybe we could forget the time you faced that friend without me. Maybe we could go back to mine, pretend it never happened. Oh, when the rally's out of time and you say it will be fine, well I just can't find the lines. Oh, I hope I know what to say when you throw it all away. Sorry baby, I've been drifting again. Could you repeat the question? No, I guess I do not know when it first became a problem. Sorry that it's all such a mess. The words, they seem to leave me. Didn't really quite catch the rest. Not keen on it repeating. Oh, when the rally's out of time and you say it will be fine, well I just can't find the lines. Oh, I hope I know what to say when you throw it all away. When you throw it all away. Sorry baby, I just don't know the words. Was it really past tense I heard? Maybe we could forget the time. Maybe we could go back to mine. But it's always a surprise when, oh, it's always a surprise when the tide comes in. When the tide comes in. But it's always a surprise when, oh, it's always a surprise when you call again. When you call again. How long's the shoreline anyway? I measured every other day. Tide washes all my work away. How long's the shoreline anyway? But it's always a surprise when, oh, it's always a surprise when the tide comes in. When the tide comes in. But it's always a surprise when, oh, it's always a surprise when you call again. When you call again. But it's always a surprise when, oh, it's always a surprise when the tide comes in. When the tide comes in. But it's always a surprise when, oh, it's always a surprise when you call again. When you call again. Oh, I'm not supposed to answer. I'm not supposed to know. Oh, that the silence answer. I've got to let it go. Oh, I'm not supposed to answer. I'm not supposed to know. Oh, that the silence answer. I've got to let it go now. Written in the back of my old diary. I gotta break sometime. It's underlined and red. Scrawled across the screen beneath the spidering. I gotta break sometime. I left it all unread. And the more I know, the less I seem to care. Weighted down by everything and falling through the air. And the more I hold, the less that I can bear. But hey, I gotta break sometime. Cracked inside a kiln between the firing. I gotta break sometime. You blazed it anyway. Screamed across the city from a windowsill. I gotta break sometime. That's all you had to say. But the more I know, the less I seem to care. Weighted down by everything and falling through the air. And the more I hold, the less that I can bear. But hey, I gotta break sometime. Written in the back of my old diary. I gotta break sometime. It's underlined and red. Scroll across the screen beneath the spidering. I gotta break sometime. I left it all unread. Cracked inside a kiln between the firing. I gotta break sometime. You blazed it anyway. Screamed across the city from a windowsill. I gotta break sometime. That's all you had to say. And the more I know, the less I seem to care. And the more I hold, the less that I can bear. And the more I know, the less I seem to care.
Hi. How's everyone doing today? I hope you guys are all having a good Thursday today. Hope you are all having a good day today. And may your luck be better than what it's been for me. Anyway, let me say hello to everybody I saw in chat because I didn't get the chance to say it verbally earlier. Hi, Quentin. Hi, Atla. Hi, Fairtear. Hello, as I'm scrolling up looking for people. Mark, welcome. LX, welcome. Anne, welcome. Chizu, welcome. Is there anyone else? Quentin? I can't remember if I said your name. Welcome. Alpha Beta, welcome. Welcome. Haru, welcome. Hi, guys. Hope you are all doing good. Quentin, you said I'm at 65 pulls, so we'll see if I get Camellia. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed you have better luck than I did. Atla, you said I'm going to live vicariously through you since I don't risk touching Honkai. That's totally fine. That's part of the reason why I stream this, is because, you know, in case people want to see the game, but they also don't want to commit to it and or are too scared for their wallets. I am stubborn, so I will be okay. It's to the point where I think people think I have a problem when it comes to saving because of how much I save. And you say, streamer of the fire, what is your wisdom? What is the wisdom today? You know, it's so funny you say that because yesterday I literally was like, oh, I thought of this really wise thing I could say at beginning of stream if that ever gets asked. Completely gone. Completely gone. No idea what I was gonna say. Don't forget to, don't forget, streamer of fire, what is your wisdom? Remember your wisdom, kids. Wisdom. Remember. Frick, I thought I had it. Remember to drink water and stay hydrated and, eat your vegetables. Thank you. I know, revolutionary wisdom. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Splish.
Thanks for the hydrate. So wise again. Wisdom of the great flame, scorcher lessons into our might. Thus saith the streamer. Yes. Thank you. There's also the question of, like, how real do I want to get with wisdom? Let's keep it lighthearted for now. Chizu earlier said, don't forget to pre-farm for Chaska. How is everyone's pre-farming go for their respective characters? Is it going okay? Are you all getting your stuff properly? Because, let me tell you, my pre-farming is not going okay with certain characters. Atla, you said it's odd having a streamer of fire be like, wisdom being like water. The fires wants us to get water. Listen, you guys are, you know, basic human beings. You need your sustenance to live. I'm an eternal flame that burns on and on. You have Zhongli stuff already. I'll figure it out. I don't pre-farm ever. Honestly, that's wise, because you never know if you're not going to get the character. Like, when I was grinding for some stuff for Camellia, one reason why I did it is because other characters could use the stuff that she needed, or at least, like, when it comes to echoes, because I have Havoc Rover built, and, you know, when I didn't get her, I was like, well, at least I could put this to use to someone else. Fairtear said you're farming for Nuvi. Ooh, I hope you get him. Alex, you said I might be done with my Moika farming by the time this Orisa drops. Yeah, it's too early for me to farm for Moika, to be honest. Now, Zhongli, I probably should have been pre-farming for a while. That said, there's a few HP artifacts I have saved with him in mind if I ever got him. So I could probably use those. You know, that is up for debate. Also, I kept my screen on here because I was worried. I accidentally got rid of the notification, and I was worried that I would forget to throw characters on. So I'm gonna do that now. Oh, we can put preservation on. We'll put these guys on. Wait. Yay. Not Petra? The Petra artifact? Is that still Zhongli's best in slot? I can't remember. And you said pre-farming for Shenhe. I hope that's been going well. GTA 6 before Shenhe. Oof. I really do hope we get Shenhe around Lantern Right. Quentin, you said the most I pre-farm is talent and weapon stuff because I need to spend plates. I mean, that's fair. I usually pre-farm in that sense as well. But you know, Camellia was different because I need better fire echoes for my encore. So I was grinding that, and I was like, you know, might as well get the Havoc one at the same time. Chizu, you said still his best support set if another noblesse. Buff Zhongli when, please don't. Who was here for the controversy of Zhongli where he actually got buffed? Who was there for that, out of curiosity? Dragani, thank you so much for stopping by. Have a nice day/night. Thank you. I hope you do as well. You, Fear Tear, you remember that whole drama? Okay, Quentin was there too. I was in the boat that I thought Zhongli was fine, but I also didn't own him, so I will fully admit that I was not the best person to talk to about that drama. When Child was still hard to fight, I started playing like right after, I think. Oh no, I started playing when that was a thing, but I didn't get to his boss fight until after they patched it. Mock, you said, was that pre or post Albedo? Before Albedo, I believe. He felt terrible to play. I remember playing Diona over him. Okay. Beartail, you said, I thought he was fine too, but I can't see why. World War III and Genshin. It was insane. It was absolutely insane. And it's the only time they have ever, like, apologized and buffed a character. Was that time. 1.1 was Geo buff. I think so, but even then, like, that was my first patch, but people still were mad. Haru, you said I thought its shield was barely better than Diona's shield. Okay. Again, like, for me, on an exterior level, I thought it was fine, but anyone I talked to that actually had him said it was bad. But that's why I was so confused. I was like, well, from my perspective, it looks fine, but everyone else is making it fit. So I was very confused. But you know, that's in the past. He's buffed now. Or at least the one buff he got. Let me... Whoops, not that one. But he kicks his spirit. That's my spirit for rolls, Legum. And he's hot. That's very valid. That's the one thing I like about Genshin, is you can still like roll for characters because you like them for one reason or another, and they will still be viable in whatever way. And you said I heard about Child being difficult, so I was proud of defeating him with the first try, but that was after the nerf. Yeah, same. I remember everyone being like, Child got nerfed, and I was like, oh my gosh. I think he still got nerfed again and kept getting nerfed, but I don't know if... I really genuinely don't remember if when I fought him was when he was at his toughest or it was right before the nerf. I genuinely can't remember. He was fine for a 4-star, underwhelming for a 5-star. Okay. though, who was playing Zhongli as a shield bot back then? He was a physical DPS!
Pleasure to meet
I would have. If I had gotten him, I would have made him a shield bot, 100%. He certainly was doing better than Fischl or Zhongling Physical. Wait, wait, really? What? Okay, and I didn't have him, so... But I would have built him purely for shields. Genuinely. And I still will probably build him purely for shields. Speaking of me wandering around, I just want to double check. So it tells me we have Yunli's quest, and then I think that's the only one. One of these is where the Sparkles is. But I haven't registered it, so maybe it'll pop up later. Other physical DPS Zhongli players? Was this actually a thing? Alex, you said C6 him and turn him into a healer? That is true. Yes, I did see people do that. Most people were, and that's why I didn't like him. No one at the time respected my Noel. I'm glad Noel has gotten more respect over the years. Also, can I just say, I really enjoyed this ship so much. It may take a while to get through the doors, but like, it's so cool that you can like hang up pictures that you are getting in the Divergent universe, and it's like your own ship, and you can name you can name it whatever, not whatever, but you can change its name. There's decorations you could change. Ah, so fun. I always like coming here. And also, the Divergent universe is just fun. It's cool to have co-op with C2 Zhongli powers. I felt invincible. What is his C2, out of curiosity? I can't remember. Ugh. All right. So, I think I'm gonna get started because I have 2 companion quests to get through today. And I'm worried about going too long over. He gives shield in co-op. Oh, that'd be so nice. That would be so nice. Yeah, that would be so cool to play in co-op. And then Zhongli just gives your shield. Like, I do that with Diona.
And it's time for some.
But Zhongli? That would have been awesome. I didn't play much co-op with, like, randos at the time around then, so I never got to experience that. Oh, okay. I'm gonna get started on the quest. Feel free to keep chatting, by the way. I do read as we go through the quest. So, but I am gonna start with Yunli's companion quest today. And then I think the last one is Black Swan and Sparkles. So if you don't want spoilers for any of those, I understand if you gotta step away, but if you don't mind, stick around. Feel free to keep chatting. Venti is still my only C0 Archon. Well, it just also sucks because Venti's constellations aren't that good. I love the guy. Listen, you guys know me. I love Venti. His constellations aren't that good. And it's such a bummer.
Ever since March started learning swordplay from Yancheng and Yunli, her voice has been absent on the Express. I wonder how well she's progressing. Where has she been these days?
Did you see March 7th? She didn't turn up for practice. I'm assuming she messaged her, so I'm planning to look for her. I haven't seen her around either. Can't find March, then I can seek out her legal guardian, which is you. I'm not her legal guardian. Definitely not. You look for Mr. Yang or Himiko? Too many names, can't remember. I was ordered to instruct her on the ways of the sword. She could skip this class, but I can't skip my duty. We need to talk about your child's behavior. She's not my kid. How about this? You come to find me at Arum Alley. I'll wait for you. Bob on YouTube, welcome. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Okay, we gotta go Arm Alley. Quentin, you asked how you feeling about the Woo quest. I haven't done it yet, so I don't know. Though I am a little apprehensive about it, if I'm being quite honest. I'm sure it's a good quest.
You're here.
But
Let me show you a trick.
But I just worry about what I'm gonna expect. You know, I want to be proven wrong. Okay, so we could just talk to Go Knife in here. But Yunli's here. Let's do her quest.
Ah, there you are. I was looking around before you got here. I already looked everywhere, but March 7th is nowhere to be found.
So no need to keep looking for March 7th?
Nope. Let's just assume she successfully skipped class. Actually, she's been quite diligent in her swordplay practice and hasn't taken many breaks lately. I think she deserves a day off. Besides, I used to skip classes even more than her back when I was still learning. If I was in the mood, I could train for 3 days straight. But if I wasn't in the mood, none of my seniors could find me. So, I can understand where she's coming from.
So, then can I go back? Looks like she learned it from her master.
Don't make excuses for her.
Oh, okay.
Since you're here, let me treat you to some tasty food. I'm more interested in you today.
Okay. Interested in what? Let me be clear, I'm not learning swordplay. What?
Let's walk and talk. Lingsha told me there's tasty food in Arum Alley. Let's go there.
Dumplings and steamed buns. The buns are...
Okay, let's roll here.
A table for two, please.
All right, come on in. What would you like?
Well, we'll have one of everything on the menu.
The entire menu?
Do you think it'll be enough?
She's worried we won't be able to finish it all.
Oh, don't worry. There are two of us.
Yunli looks at you confidently.
Well, then I'll start making a few dishes, and if you need more, just let me know.
Thank you.
Are you sure we don't need to look for March?
No, I've thought about it. She deserves a day off.
Ooh, I want to talk about what we're talking about in chat, if I can. I want to chime in. So, we're talking about buffing characters, right? Someone said, pretty sure it's illegal to buff or nerf characters after release in Chaya. And Mox says that sounds made up. Here's the thing. I can't confirm or deny that. But China does have really strict rules. Not made up. And, like, I've seen some people kind of complaining about, certain things that Chinese companies do. Like, companies that are based in China do for gacha games. Here's the thing. The government does have rules regarding stuff that is in games. Like, there's certain things that are frowned upon and certain things that they find acceptable. And it was this whole thing a couple of years back, I remember, because people were genuinely concerned about Genshin. Because the complaints that they were bringing up were stuff that was in Genshin. Like, they were complaining about things like, oh, male characters can't have makeup. It makes them too feminine. And stuff like that. I think Hoyo can kind of get away with some stuff because of their success, but a lot of the rules also included things like, we don't want too much morally gray characters. We like things more black and white. And it was this whole thing. It was like a guideline of how to make games. So, honestly, and not only that, but in China, I believe there is, like, if you are a minor or considered a minor, you could only play games, like gacha games, for maybe 1 hour. So, honestly, if there was a rule in China where they said you can't nerf or buff, I would believe it. But I'm not sure. I can't testament to that. And I will fully admit, I don't live in China, so I don't know these rules. I'm just seeing things from the outside. Hoyo breaks Chinese law nonstop, for sure. But I think they could get away with it because of their success. Whereas others, maybe not so much. Apparently it's taboo. Yes. Haru, you said, I believe it's more like false advertising to change characters after release. I think a lot of companies have that in place as well. And don't get me wrong, I do agree that like more characters should be buffed. But honestly, I feel like there's a difference between how Western games would do it and how maybe Eastern games would do it. And I don't feel like I can fully talk about that. I feel like there's so much nuance or discussion to be had there, and I'm only seeing stuff at a surface level. Nerfing characters post-release is extremely taboo, as it's seen as removing a feature, downgrading a product. Do people spend their money? Yes. One major reason is that Hoyo games are one of the biggest ways people are positively introduced to Chinese culture. Yes. I agree. I really respect Hoyo for introducing some cool aspects of Chinese culture to a global audience, but there's also other aspects of it that I feel like, I don't know, is this the stream for this? It's made me more aware of stuff and maybe more aware of how different cultures can be as well. Nuvi was the most recent example. Yes, the bug fix. That's one thing that I remember. That one was a very valid complaint. Everyone has problems. It does, yes. To be clear, I was saying buffing characters being illegal sounds fake. It could, but honestly, I wouldn't really put it past it, if that makes sense. But that bug wasn't fixed for a whole version. It wasn't fixed for like 6 months. Again, I just want to be clear. I try to be as well informed about these stuff as I can, but I will fully admit that I am not. I can't read Chinese, and I can't really read like what is actually going on in the Chinese community. I am just getting stuff that is translated to me. So to be fair, I will fully admit I'm not fully knowledgeable on this. Also makes game development near impossible. Well, that I would still believe it. I don't agree with it. I would still believe it. Just balance every character years in advance. I do wish they would buff older characters in Honkai Star Rail, though. I've mentioned it before. My biggest gripe with this game is the power creep. And sure, it's not that bad or whatever, but it's still kind of bad for so soon. But that's why I like Genshin. Is because, yes, there is a little bit of power creep, but after like 4 years, it could have been so much worse. And it's so nice that it's not. Just balance every character years in advance. Xiangling and Bennett, yeah, I don't think they realized what they were doing with those characters. They're insane. As long as it's not Honkai Impact 3 bad, then I'm okay with it. Well, that's the thing, is that I'm worried that it will get to that point soon, because that game is really bad. And that's my biggest concern. Obviously, we won't know until it actually gets there, but I don't want it to get there. It's so bad. Only lesbians who love Zila are pulling for her now. She hasn't had a rerun in forever, now that I think of it. But yeah, I do hope they can find some way to either improve older characters or still make them viable. Because that would be nice. But again, that's kind of hard to do in gacha games because the biggest draw to them are the new shiny units. So, yeah. Pat, hi! Thanks for stopping by. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Again, I'm not saying I don't... I'm not saying I don't want buffs. It's just I could see it just never happening, unfortunately. All right, I'm gonna get back to the quest. I thought I would chime in because the topic you guys were talking about, I wanted to give my 2 cents as someone who's not educated on the topic, but tries their best. Do you usually eat a lot?
Yeah. I mean, not too much, actually. Grandpa said to never be stingy when it comes to making friends. So, How big is your appetite?
My stomach is a bottomless pit. It's definitely not. No one wants to hear your opinion, streamer. Ah! You're right. You're just here to make me make silly memes and make fun of myself. You're right. You're right.
Then we can bring the leftovers to Grandpa.
Did you say you're interested in me?
Well, to be more precise, I'm interested in your sword.
I don't have a sword.
Yanqing mentioned you before. He said that you're not to be underestimated, and that your weapon has a unique shape.
A baseball bat?
So I've always been curious about your sword. How the weight is distributed, what material it's made of, whether it contains any special ingenia, and what kind of sword techniques you use.
It's not anything special. You place your beloved bat, your most trusted companion, perhaps the second only to the likes of March 7th, Don Hug, Welton Himiko, and Pom Pom, before Yunli's gaze. Did it come here to learn?
It really is a baseball bat. Grandpa said that a sword doesn't have to be constrained by its shape, so, in a sense, your bat is a sword too. He also said that a weapon mimics its master, so your bat actually reflects your habits and nature, you know?
You know, now that I'm looking at it, this is a really cool bat. This is a really cool bat. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Let me guess. You're someone who doesn't follow the rules, enjoys improvising, and can handle yourself well against tough foes. Am I right?
Oh, you're mistaken. I always follow the rules.
Amazing, right? And I bet you always say something silly like, rules are made to be broken.
How do they know? How do they know?
I've come across so many sword wielders who acted all righteous and moral.
Take that, Keyblade isn't a sword,
Their
believers.
swords always
True.
told the truth.
True.
They told me that their wielders were just a bunch of frauds who relied on their divine weapons for everything. I've hunted down hundreds of swords like this so far, and every single one of them has been melted down.
Wait, so you take people's swords by force and melt them down?
Yes, but only for those who cross the line. Melting their swords is my way of protecting those weapons, but just looking at a sword is not enough. Grandpa always says, words and expressions can be deceiving, but in a fight to the death, a sword's movements never lie. The war dance is just around the corner. You'll be participating, right?
Miss Yunli, for talented swordmasters like you, the war dance is a perfect opportunity to show off your skills and make a name for yourself. But for people like her who have already made significant contributions to the Xianzhou, they maybe don't need to prove themselves on the war dance stage. It has been a while, Miss Nameless.
And you are?
This is Madame Yukon's secretary, right?
Thank you for your introduction, Miss Nameless. I'm Shi Kuei, and I work in the Palace of Astrum as the secretary for the Helmmaster. I apologize for interrupting your conversation. I happened to hear you discussing the war dance. And since this person is an old acquaintance, I thought I'd come and say hello.
Are you hosting any guests, Miss Ju? I can't remember if I said that right.
Many guests from afar are pouring in. Mr. Pavo here is one of them. He's from the distant planet Kalevala. Mr. Pavo's planet recently joined the Pan-Cosmic Trade System. He brought his delegation here this time, not only for business, but also to return something that belongs to the Xianzhou.
Miss Shikui, the word gift is perhaps more fitting than return. While it did once belong to the Xianzhou, we faced many tribulations to be able to deliver it here, so it should be considered a gift.
Frick, that voice is familiar.
I apologize for my poor choice of words. Mr. Pavo's delegation brought a legendary Xianzhou sword that had been lost for centuries. General Huayan plans to personally thank them at the Palace Astrum and present the sword as a prize to the champion of the war dance. Mr. Pavo and I were actually on our way there. Since you two were talking so enthusiastically about the war dance, maybe you'd be interested in joining us at the Palace of Astrum?
We gotta talk to... Oh, we could optionally talk to Pavo. Oh gosh, where am I? There I am.
Nice to meet you both.
Oh, excuse me.
The journey to the Xianzhou Laofu wasn't an easy one, but the scenery here is worth it. It's completely different from my homeland. Once the formalities at the Palace of Astrum are finished, I'll find a quiet spot on this street and plant a seedling, and then my mission will be complete. The Sword of Heroes will finally be returned to its rightful owners. I couldn't be happier.
Oh gosh, so many things. Real quick, Maki said, it's junk we stole from Herna's fancy trash can. It can change forms, and it's often used for comedy. It really is a reflection of us. You're right, I haven't thought of it like that. Oh, I love it. Seedlings, plants, abundance. Ooh, 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 you're onto something. Onto something, maybe. Let's talk.
Oh, you're interested in my home planet? That's great. Your Excellency is welcome to visit us at any time.
Thanks for the hydrate.
Even though the trade route just opened, it still might take around 200 system hours to get there from Pier Point. But our planet is really great. Sure, it's a bit cold and the food is a bit repetitive and our houses aren't as fancy as those on Pier Point, but that doesn't matter. We've discovered massive supernium deposits, and we're on the path to prosperity.
Okay, talk about the sword.
Oh, you mean the Mieka Kivesa?
What?
It's an incredible sword. That weapon helped the legendary heroes of my homeland slay demons. It also has the power to choose monarchs. All the ancient kings of Kalevala received a sign from the sword, showing they were worthy to rule the land. According to tradition, each monarch would plunge the sword into a stone, and only a hero recognized by the sword could pull it out and ascend to the throne next.
Is this some sort of biometric technology? That a sword can actually appoint worthy monarchs?
Well, those are just legends from the past. No one today has witnessed it firsthand.
Mark, you said it's gonna be so awkward when we get glanced at by Yaosher. Oh my gosh, that'd be so, okay, picture this. We are, I don't know, fighting against something, and let's pretend that we have someone like Fei Xiao next to us, right? We're fighting, and then all of a sudden, we change form, and we get Yaosher's blessing, and Fei Xiao is just staring like, well, crap, now I have to kill you. Imagine. And then we have to fight 2 people. Why don't you keep the sword for yourself?
Well, times have changed, and now that we have a council in place, the idea of a sword crowning a king has become a joke. Besides, it wasn't a native of Kalevala who last pulled out the sword and recognized its connection to the Xianzhou ship. It was a visitor from afar.
Huh.
While the sword holds great historical significance for Kalevala, it doesn't truly belong to our world. The old-timers on council had a heated debate about whether to return the sword. They eventually unanimously agreed to let the Mieka Kivesa return to where it truly belongs.
Did they?
That's the best possible outcome.
Did they? Or is this what you said? How much of this are you twisting? All right, I'm gonna witness its return too.
Wonderful. It's an honor to have so many people witness the sword's homecoming.
That's what I was talking to Yunli. I would gladly let her kill me. We all would.
Let's head
Not
to the
wrong.
Palace of Astrum together.
I'd love to take a look at that sword too.
No, right? Thanks to March 7th skipping class, we get to join in on the fun.
What if she's just late? What if she's just late? I feel like March would be someone who would be
Always
chronically
asks me
late.
to go look at swords with him, but he hasn't said anything about this one. It's really weird. But now that we're invited, let's go and check it out.
Quentin, what are you talking about? I don't want to die. That's true. If you're not interested in Fei Xiao, then I get it. But to be stared
It's
at by Fei
worrisome.
Xiao,
And it's time for some rest.
man, man.
There you are. Come on, let's go to the ceremony together.
Let's go. Wait, what the frick? Argenti's here? Is he gonna actually have voice lines this time? March is always on time. Don Hung is always late. I feel like the roles are swapped. She's not late. She's taking her time.
Please allow me to offer a sincere compliment, my fair lady. Your beauty is as pure as a snow-white iris. Well, if it isn't my dear friend. Glad to meet you again.
Hi. I'm glad you actually have voiced lines.
Who is this weirdo? Who is this knight?
I am Argenti, a member of the Knights of Beauty. I was invited as a part of the Kalevala delegation to escort the legendary Mieka Kivesa back to the Cienjo. May I have the honor of knowing your name?
My name is Yunli.
What a beautiful name. I wonder if you have ever heard the holy name of the pure and flawless goddess Adrilla.
Oh, you're here, Yunli. Didn't expect you to be so well informed. Well, now that you're here, don't forget your manners.
Manners. Come on. You won't find another granddaughter as polite and well-behaved as me.
Oh, wait, you were serious? Never mind.
Well, just remember this is a very serious ceremony. Sorry for keeping you waiting, Mr. Pavo. Now, let the sword gifting ceremony begin.
Before the ceremony officially commences, I want to express my gratitude to the Knight Argenti. Thank you for enlightening us about the sword's origin and for escorting it here safely so that we may complete this ceremony. On behalf of the Kalevalan delegation, I, Pavel Kalistaya, am here to return the legendary Mieka Kivesa to the Cienjo Alliance, its rightful homeland.
I'm truly grateful for Kalevala's noble act of returning the sword and for the Knight of Beauty's chivalry. Now, as we gather here on the Cienjo Lawfu, I officially welcome the sword back to its homeland, Mieka Kivesa. It's a fitting name for a sword with such a legendary past. I still remember the name engraved on this sword the day it was forged, Gu Yin. It was forged by Han Guang, a craftsman from the Zhu Ming's Flame Wheel Forge.
Just realized the name of the sword, Guyun? Aw. Fun.
Wait. Hangguang?
Although its blade is worn and cracked, its essence remains as resilient as the Cienjo Cloud Knights. All it needs is some repairs and polishing by the skilled craftsmen of the Artisanship Commission to regain its former glory. I've decided to entrust this sword, Gu Yin, to the Lawfu Artisanship Commission for restoration. Furthermore, it will serve as the prize for the champion of the Lawfu War Dance. This sword will be wielded against abominations to protect our homeland and live up to the mission of the Kalevalan delegation that returned it from so far away.
Thank you, General. It is an
What did
honor
you
for
notice?
Kalevala.
Do you notice how apprehensive Yunli's being?
Now, esteemed knight and delegation members, please head to the Artisanship Commission, where...
No! This sword was forged by Hangguang.
Yunli! These esteemed guests have brought back your father's work. Where are your manners?
Oh, her father. Okay. Okay.
I didn't realize this sword was actually forged by your father. Returning it to its rightful owner is,
Grandpa, give me that cursed sword right now. I'll melt away the remnants of that man's curse once and for all.
Maybe I shouldn't react.
Don't be rude, Yunli. Apologize to our esteemed guests from afar.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for making a scene. But I have to melt down this cursed sword. I won't let it fall into anyone else's hands.
Yunli, please, go for now. This is exactly why I didn't want Yunli to know about this. I didn't want to create trouble, but trouble found its way here anyway. Perhaps it really is divine intervention. Could you, please, keep an eye on Yunli for me?
Sure, but I wanted to know the rest of the ceremony, though. Sure thing. I'll make sure she doesn't get into any trouble. Is it really my place to be involved in your family matters? Nah, I'll offer help.
That is a tall order, but I'm counting on you. I apologize for the unfortunate interruption. Let us move on with the ceremony.
Do kind of wish I could see the rest of the ceremony, though. Temporarily depart from the Palace of Astron to pursue Yunli.
Unless I'm mistaken, Yunli should be around here somewhere.
Or Yunli, however it's said.
Nothing in this
Hello?
report makes sense.
Oh! There you are. Can I just observe? Is that weird? I don't want to interrupt her crying. If she wants to cry it out, you deserve to cry it out. It's okay.
Stop watching me and say something.
I'm sorry. I thought you needed the space. Are you okay? Yeah, well, you're not, but what's
Grandpa
wrong?
sent you to look for me? I bet he did.
So you're a mind reader now. I'm here because I care about you.
Really? Thank you. Just so you know, I'm here just waiting for the perfect moment to snatch that sword. And once I have it, I'll melt it down before anyone can react. Don't even think about stopping me. No one can stop me.
I mean, knowing you, I probably can't, to be honest. No one can help you if you don't explain what's going on. Think I'm just going to let you cause more trouble? I mean, I would like an explanation, please. Streamer not being supportive! Ha! I'm doing my best.
Grandpa sent you here. Surely he doesn't want you to help me. Have you heard of cursed swords? That sword is one.
I wonder if it's like in D&D when you get a cursed sword and it can speak to you. It's like, finally, I've been trapped here for 1,500 years. Listen to my plea. I will make... Wait, I forgot. I have an echo. Listen to my plea. I will make you stronger. I will make you the strongest sword person you've ever seen. Or it'll just eat your blood. If you offer me your blood, I will make you the strongest you've ever seen. Flaze lore. Got one of those in a campaign years back. I've never gotten to a point where in D&D where we get cursed weapons, but I have DM'd a campaign where a Curse of Strahd campaign, and there was like a cursed weapon, but the party didn't do enough to get it to speak to them, unfortunately. Most curses I went up with though are directly on my person. Yeah, you gotta stockpile them after a while. All right, so the sword. It's like a sacred sword that's been corrupted?
You've clearly heard a lot of folktales. But that's not the kind of cursed sword I'm talking about. A cursed sword lets anyone, even a complete novice, wields it with insane skill. Just by holding the hilt, even the weakest rookie can brandish it with incredible speed and strength.
Okay. So it makes them super powerful automatically.
Oh, golly gee. Geez, Mr. Sword, I just want to win the county fair.
If you give me 10 ounces of your blood, it shall be done. Okay, Mr. Sword. And then the kid wakes up and there's just a massacre and they're like, this is how I will win. And by that point, it's too late. That person has already been corrupted by the sword's influence. And then they win, and then the county fair, and then they're like, but what if I can win the next fair, the state fair, and then rinse and repeat. Bam! Lore! You can take that. I'm sure that'll be fascinating lore for some other character.
I'm not joking around.
I shouldn't have picked that option. I read it as soon as I clicked it.
Crazy story. While a cursed sword grants instant abilities to its wielder, it comes at a cost. It's like continuously adding fuel to the forge. With each swing, the sword drains the wielder's blood and essence.
Oh my gosh!
Day by day,
We called it!
will run out, leaving nothing but an empty husk.
We called it! It's actual blood involved!
Soon enough, it will no longer be a person wielding a sword, but a mindless, killing machine, consumed by bloodlust and murderous thoughts.
So it's like being possessed by a heliobus.
Oh, so you're familiar with Heliobi? That makes this much easier to explain. There was a lunatic swordsmith who infused metal blades with Heliobi, as he was obsessed with turning weapons into living things. And this is how cursed swords were made.
Sounds like this guy just played Xenoblade 2 and was like, I want that. So Guyun is one of those cursed swords. So your father sealed a heliobus inside that sword?
I know. I shouldn't have caused a scene at the sword gifting ceremony. But I've thought this through. If I don't make a fuss now, that cursed sword will cause a whole lot more trouble. So it's better if it's me causing the trouble. By the way, aren't they supposed to be taking the sword to the Artisanship Commission for repairs? Why haven't they come out yet? Any ideas?
They might have gone out the back place. Xenoblade mention! That's true. I told myself I would only do it once a stream. Or maybe not even once. But I can slip up once. Maybe there are other ways out of the Palace of Astrum.
Looks like they're not going to show up here. I'll just head straight to the Artisanship Commission. It doesn't matter why Grandpa chose that sword. I won't let it fall into anyone else's hands. I'll track down every single sword he forged and melt them down one after another. Just like I've been doing all these years. I have to go now.
Is she planning to sneak into the Artisanship Commission and steal that sword? Maybe I should keep an eye on her.
Okay, we gotta go Artisanship Commission. Mock, you said last curse I got was a demigod's curse getting into my blood and promising me power, but the fool decided to infect the party idiot who is too stubborn to admit!
Where could she be?
We love loopholes.
Just a while ago, a girl came up to me, all fierce and demanding directions. She said she's a member of the Artisanship Commission. Do you know her?
No idea who she is. If she really works here, how can she not know her way around?
Was she carrying a massive sword?
Yeah, she wasn't big at all. But that weapon of hers was pretty intimidating.
She was in a hurry, heading straight for the Artisanship Commission, and I didn't want to ask too many questions.
She said something like, I'm a member of the Artisanship Commission. Where do you keep your precious stuff? I got scared and pointed her toward
Because someone who's a member will know. Won't know.
Stores his arumatons.
Wait, why did you give her directions? What if she's planning to steal something?
Got to the chase. Where did she go?
Where else? Like I said, she was headed straight for the warehouse, where all the valuable arumatons are.
Yeah, that place is filled with Master Gongshu's precious arumatons. I bet they'll give her a hard time.
Hey. Whoops. Offers to power me nothing in the face of cool, but you're being weird and creepy about it. Leave me alone, evil blood ghost. It's true. If someone's got that vibe check and sticks with it, makes sense. But that's why it's always fun to give cursed objects to the characters that you know would be really tempted by it. I watched Critical Role, season 1, and There was a player that deliberately gave a cursed object to the dumbest character at the party because they're like, this will be fun. And it was! And horrible, but it was fun. And the guy who got it was like, oh, this is bad. I love it.
Look, if I get into trouble, it's my problem. I don't want to drag you into it.
Is this really the time to be talking about that? I promised your grandpa I'd keep an eye on you.
Fine. Let's smash these metal cans first. Then we can talk.
Dangerous thoughts.
Okay. Thought I'd have Yunli for this, but I guess not. I know that sword by coincidence is the only cursed weapon I've ever gotten. Really? Alphabeta, you said, why does it remind a video of the newbie player that had... Wait. When you say that one, why does it remind you of a newbie player that has a bag of holding? I think that's what you're saying.
Liquidation!
Accurate.
I'm asking questions.
Quick, you said reminds me of how a bad guy lost its immortality. No weapon made by mortal hands can harm me. Cool, my sword was made by a spider smith. They only have feet! Ah! I love that.
Test. 0 points.
It's okay.
Bag of holding had Bagman inside? Wait, that was actually a thing someone put in a campaign? So it was like, oh, bag of holding, I know what this is. Suddenly a man pops out. How would they lift, though? There's no air in a bag of holding. Funny short when I see that. Oh, interesting.
Night. Stars echo.
Everybody sing for me.
Answer me. Free.
Hedge your bets.
SAS Perkibi. Knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood.
That was the last of them. Thank you for helping me out. This place is heavily guarded. But there's nothing but arumatons. Where is the arsenal? Seems like not even those craftsmen know where the arsenal is. At this rate, we won't find anything. And Grandpa might take me away before I can do anything. You're not really here to help me. You're here to stop me, right?
I don't know how. Of course I'm here to stop you. I can't stand there and watch you get into trouble. You know, this cursed sword isn't just your problem.
No, it's not. Grandpa made a promise to the delegation, and going back on his word would tarnish his reputation and make things difficult for the Lofu. But leaving that cursed sword here will also make things difficult for the Lofu. So all things considered, the best outcome is for me to melt that sword down and take all the blame.
Thanks for the hydrate.
You probably think I'm being impulsive and unreasonable, right?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the thought did cross my mind. So you are self-aware after all.
Hey, I'm not always like this. It's all because of that cursed sword.
Why don't you just tell me everything?
Look, I owe you an explanation. But this isn't the best place to talk. We need to find somewhere else. Let me be clear, though. I'm still pretty riled up. This is just a temporary break. I already told you about Guyan. The sword that was returned during the ceremony. It's a cursed sword, with a heliobus inside. And Hongguang, the swordsmith who forged it, is my father. I rarely mention his name to anyone other than Grandpa. Maybe, like you said, I've been avoiding having to talk about him. But as long as my mission to hunt down cursed swords continues, it's impossible to avoid the topic forever. For some reason, I feel like I can open up to you.
I do have main protagonist syndrome, I get it.
Honestly, I don't remember much about him. All I know is that the Flame Wheel Forge used to be a bustling place, with people from all over coming to get one of his swords. They called him the greatest master craftsman since Yingxing. I didn't catch all the details, but I do remember seeing him forge those amazing swords, while the visitors watched with smiles on their faces. I used to believe that craftsmen brought happiness to others. The swords crafted by the Flame Wheel Forge are famed across the stars. They possess exceptional sharpness and invincibility. With these legendary weapons, even ordinary people can become skilled warriors, capable of overcoming the most formidable opponents. But then, he became obsessed with becoming a famed swordsmith, and started crossing all sorts of lines. He forged cursed swords that should never exist. And all those people who desired those twisted swords started flooding into the palace. However, just like Grandpa said, those who excel with the sword will eventually suffer by it. The palace was overrun with visitors from afar. Some left empty-handed. Others got swords that didn't fulfill their desires. And some even resorted to stealing. And in the midst of all the chaos my father created, he ended up being stabbed by one of the swords he forged. It was so sudden and unexpected. Everything went silent for a moment. All I could hear was the sound of bones breaking and blood pouring out. I was frozen in place, unable to move. It was only when my mother pushed me away from the deadly swing of the cursed sword that I managed to escape. I don't remember much after that, except for the pounding of my heart and the sound of my own gasps of breath. I could hear the smiths in the Flame Wheel Forge shouting, "Run away, Yunli!" And the screams of agony. My tears wouldn't stop. And I couldn't see anything. I kept gasping for air until I collapsed in a pool of blood. If General Huayan hadn't arrived in time, I probably wouldn't be here talking to you now. After that, General Huayan took me in and treated me like his own granddaughter. To me, he is 100 times better than my sinful father. He taught me forging and swordsmanship.
For sure, I can see why you see Huayan as an actual father compared to what your dad did. But also, can I just say, I appreciate that transition was super effective between the Yunli's admiration to cut to her dad dying. Super effective. Well, that trouble's not resolving anytime soon. Can I be honest? Here's what I'm thinking right now. Here's my current thought process. Yunli is incredibly valid for, like, not wanting this sword to exist because she's seen what it causes. And I also, in her shoes, would want to do anything to get rid of this. I can't help but think, though, like, cut to. I can't help but think, though, like, as was said by, Pavo, that this sword meant a lot to him and his people. And, like, there's a fondness to that as well. It just certainly wasn't made for the right reasons, and it probably definitely should be destroyed. But I do think there should still be some sort of respect in that aspect. And again, maybe this is just me trying to, like, I have this mindset of, like, oh, it's all fine. So, like, I tend to be, like, too positive in some scenarios, and so I could possibly be taking that perspective here. But to me, it feels like this sword meant so much to that planet that it should still be treated with some respect, which I think is what Huayan was trying to do, because, again, it meant a lot to these people, and they're giving up on a really important relic, an artifact. So I feel like respect should be placed there, but at the same time, I also see Yunli's perspective of, like, yeah, this sword should be destroyed. So I get her motivations, but it feels at the same time too much like projection, and I don't know if that's the right way to say it. She's super... I totally get why the sword should be destroyed, and I understand Yunli's anger towards it, and I feel really bad for her. That's an awful thing a child should go through. But it does feel, in part, and I don't want to say it because it feels like it minimizes what she went through, but it does feel in part like selfish. I hope that makes sense. I don't know. I'm gonna keep clicking, but I have mixed feelings right now.
Han Guang paid for his sins, but his troubled legacy must not go unchecked. According to the records, he forged a total of 1,382 Heliobus cursed swords, and 182 of them had unique designs.
Dang. Also, Alphabedia said her story was, I feel bad for her. I do too! This poor girl!
When I joined the Flamewheel Forge for training, I made a vow to hunt down all those cursed swords. So far, I found 312 of them. And Guyan will be my 313th.
Dang, she still got, like, what, 1,000 left to find? A little over 1,000?
Like all the other cursed swords, I'll separate it from the Heliobus. Then, I'll melt it down and make it part of the Blade of Forged Remnants. I've said my piece now. Even though it'll be tough for Grandpa, I still have to melt down the sword.
But the delegation calls it the Sword of Heroes. I think you should talk to General Huayan about it. I mean, I feel like you should communicate. I'm gonna bring up what they said about the sword.
Those travelers who came seeking Han Guang's swords all came in the name of justice and honor. Most of those so-called great heroes were heartless killers. They are only called heroes because they won.
Okay, but this line right here, like, this is some resounding truth to it. History is written by those who won, after all. This is a world of... I'm entirely on her point. This is a world of magic. The cultural impact of Cursed Blaze doesn't supersede the evil it creates. Yeah, I guess I would have to know... The thing that's holding me up is I want to know more so of what this sword did for the other world. Because like they said, it's called the Sword of Heroes. And it could be, as Yunli says here, they were heartless killers. Or it might not be, but if it is a cursed sword, then yes. But, you know, it should be destroyed, but yeah. Yeah, I think I'm torn, personally. Viewing it entirely for the impact of a trauma baby over here. That's fair. That's fair. And I do tend to try to look at both sides of things. So, I will admit that this is a habit of mine. But, I don't know. it feels off. Feels off.
Many of the cursed swords I've destroyed had honorable and grand names, too. A legendary sword and a butcher's knife are often just different ways of describing the same thing. Somehow, after talking to you, I feel like I've cooled off a bit. Well, I'll have an honest conversation with Grandpa tomorrow. And I won't take any action against Gu Yun until he gives me his reasons.
Don't forget to apologize to General Huayan.
Yeah. I shouldn't have done that in a public place.
Yes.
Anyway, thank you. We'll catch up tomorrow.
I should go back to the Palace of Astrum and tell General Huayan what happened at the Artisanship Commission.
History isn't always written by the victors. Looking at you immediately post-World War II, U.S. Oh my gosh, can I... Speaking of... Can I say something? I've been okay, this reminds me of something that happened when I went to Japan. Because I had traveled with a bunch of other people, a bunch of strangers. I was on a cruise. And we went to Okinawa, right? And there was this, I believe, it was one of the world wars, I think. But the one where Pearl Harbor was attacked, okay? Yeah. Oh my gosh, this riled me up, I will admit. Well, actually, would this break my own rule? I'm talking about history. So we were walking around this Okinawa Memorial Museum, and I heard some Americans... Yeah, okay, well, it's World War II. I heard some Americans, like, that was looking at everything, and I heard someone say, well, man, it sucks all this happened, but you know, it's their fault for attacking us first. And I almost lost it! I was so mad when I heard that! Oh! There are no victors when it comes to war. Yeah, the US was pretty despicable. No, it was. And that's why it bothers me when people say, like, well, it's their fault. I'm like, no. The US did pretty bad stuff. But that's a topic for more educated people to talk about than me. That is a topic for more educated people to talk about than I am. I just have many emotions. Atla, you said, honestly, it's amazing how much of Honkai and even Genshin, to a point, is just problems created from a public outburst hurting pride or a misunderstanding. Yeah, I honestly really like a lot of the topics that both these games cover. I know some people will disagree, because I was reading today some people's opinions on Honkai Star Rail's writing, but I like it. I think it covers really good topics. The tension was built up long before, even before Japan attacked China. Yes. But anyway, we don't have to get into it. Just, I was referencing how we let the German quote-unquote generals literally group up and write the history of German for the Eastern Front of the war. Shockingly, they lied a lot to cover themselves and slander Soviets. Fascinating! Who would have guessed? History? I will admit, can I be honest? If I can deviate just a smidge, I'm kind of sad I never paid attention to history too much growing up, because there's so much to learn from it, and it's so important to learn from it. And I'm like, man, I wish I had paid more attention, you know? Slaps hand on streamer. This streamer can hold so many emotions. Why are we talking about World War II? It got brought up somehow, but we'll change it, I promise. Atla, I'll read your message really quick. My partner were on the tour for Hiroshima, and it was the most heartbreaking thing, and there was an American behind us that was snickering and making jokes. Ugh. awful. They made a comment about mass-produced baby gravestones. My partner turned around and decked him. Violence is rarely the answer, but I had a hard time telling her off for that. Fair. Very fair. Yeah. It's kind of wild how insensitive people can be for, like, these awful things that happen to people. Either way, I promise I'm not gonna often talk too long about serious topics like that, but... Ooh. War never changes. What's the quote? War never changes.
Any trouble, did she, young lady?
Well, about that.
Sorry for all this trouble. Yunli told you quite a bit. Now it's time for this old man to tell my side of the story.
Ooh, yes, this is what I want to hear. Fair tear, hopefully don't get another Johnny situation. Do I want to know? I don't know if I know the Johnny situation.
Guang was my beloved disciple. A rare genius not seen in the Pyrogyre Forge since Yingxing. However, talent can sometimes be a curse. He had an unusual fervor for forging, and he dreamed of forging a sword with self-awareness that surpassed that of humans. He believed it would make warriors invincible without any training.
He had unusual fervor for forging. He dreamed of forging a sword with self-awareness. Okay.
According to him, while weapons of mass destruction like Zhu-Ming flames and alchemical arrows can destroy many enemies, true victory lies with soldiers who fearlessly fight, ready to lay their lives on the line. Usually, Xianzhou swordsmiths infuse a basic level of awareness into their swords to make them easier to wield. But even then, soldiers need to experience countless battles to overcome fear and sharpen their instincts.
So he thought of using Heliobite to absorb emotions. He thought of using Heliobite to impart combat experience.
By infusing Heliobi into swords, he managed to forge weapons that could grant their wielders strength and valor, and even make decisions for them. However, weapons are different from regular tools. They are meant to kill, plain and simple.
Let me reread this. I'm simultaneously reading what's going on in chat and here. Using managed to forge weapons to grant wielders strength, make decisions. They are meant to kill, plain and simple, yes.
After countless battles, all the anger, fear, and bloodlust are soaked up by the Heliobi within the swords. The soldiers wielding them not only gain strength, but they also become consumed by the malice, turning them into puppets possessed by the swords. No matter how noble Hongguan's intentions were, those weapons, soaked in blood, turned into cursed swords eventually. Later, Outworlders got wind of what he was doing and encouraged him to keep forging cursed swords. They came up with all sorts of reasons, from taking back their kingdoms to slaying demons. And you know what happened next. That massacre took her parents' lives, and the lives of many craftsmen in the Flame Wheel Forge. Yunli managed to survive, but she couldn't escape the horrors of that day.
That's why you didn't want her to see that sword.
Yes. I don't want her to spend her whole life trapped under her father's shadow. She doesn't deserve to carry the weight of his mistakes. Despite her vow to hunt down and wipe out all cursed swords, fulfilling that vow requires immense effort. Traversing the starry seas in search of the swords is like finding a needle in a haystack. And to reclaim those swords, she has to duel the bloodthirsty wielders, teetering on the edge of life and death. She has taken back over 300 cursed swords, and has suffered the same number of fatal wounds. I took her in to give her a chance at a normal childhood, not to send her on a sword-hunting journey. Even if she manages to melt down all the cursed swords one day, what will she do with her life after?
Okay, interesting perspective. Does that sword really contain a heliobus?
Gu Yin is indeed one of the cursed swords forged by Han Guang. Very few swordsmiths could use heliobi as forging material, and Han Guang was one of them. His attempt came at a terrible cost.
All right, Yunli plans to talk to you tomorrow.
I thought this sword could be an opportunity. I wanted to tell her that her father wasn't all evil, that even the man she resents so much managed to forge a true sword of heroes. I also wanted to find a chance to tell her about the history and origin of this sword, but not during the ceremony. As you saw, it wasn't a good time. I've instructed the Artisanship Commission to keep the sword safe in the arsenal. If you have any doubts, feel free to ask the people involved.
Master Gongshu, there's something I want to talk to you about. General Huayan gave the Luofu a sword called Gu Yun. Don't you worry, General Huayan has already conferred his instructions. I heard that my apprentice is that a young lady with a sword barged into the Artisan Commission. That's General Huayan's granddaughter, right? Is she here to chat or kidnap me? She's calmed down now. A little. She promised that she wouldn't take Gu Yun until we've confirmed the situation. Well, she's coming to steal the sword? My nerves can't take much more of this. The Knight of Beauty just escorted the sword to the Artisan Commission. It's currently in the armory without a chance for compromise or mishaps. You just relax. When I have time, I want to hear that girl tell me why she tried to steal the blade. I wonder if this is all a distraction.
Since my granddaughter mentioned talking to me tomorrow, I'll be waiting for her. By the way, you watched over her for quite some time. You must be exhausted, aren't you?
A pretty lady like her never gets tiring. I am very exhausted.
I'll be counting on you then.
Time to go back and find that class-skipping March 7th.
Oh yeah! Wonder what she's up to this whole time. Hopefully everything's fine. Finishing, you returned to the Express and came face to face with March 7th, caught skipping class. Sipping milk tea and gossiping, time slipped away unnoticed. The next day arrived. Still saying that is kind of fun. Dahao. You there, Flaze? Are you able to cooperate for a bit? Care to come by the Artisan Commission? Did something happen to the sword? It got stolen in the middle of the night by Yunli. Oh, I didn't say anything. How'd you know? Well, you know. Artisan Commission said they received a sword yesterday for General Huayan. The sword vanished. Cool. I told him to be careful. Yeah, he reported this case. Anyway, anyone who attended yesterday's ceremony and lacks a clear alibi will be considered a suspect. Craftsman all of this and a young girl who broke into the Artisan Commission with a sword in hand. She bears the bulk of the suspicion. Enough chatter. I'll see you at the Artisan Commission. Her comedic vibes could pull that line. Kalis would sound weird. Can I be honest? There's moments where I kind of regret not picking the male trailblazer, but then there's other moments where I really like that I have picked the female one. Usually it doesn't really bother me too much, but when it comes to Honkai Star Rail, I just get so torn between the two. Oh hey, Yunli's here.
All right, everyone is
or
here.
Or Yunli. Excuse
Time
me.
for
I keep
questions.
saying it wrong. Femme Trailblazer's way better animation-wise. I will admit that, well, so I do like her animations, but there's always one animation that I noticed that there's like clipping textures. And it's with the bat. In general, I would say I like her animations more, but I really like the bat animations when it comes to the male Trailblazer. The bat is cringe anyway. Mock, you said, don't worry, I feel the same in reverse. They're both funnier at different times. Right? They both do such a good job, and in different ways.
Yunli, I'm sure you understand why the official called you here, right?
Yeah? But I didn't steal the sword.
Did you not? Yunli promised me she wouldn't steal the sword. Sorry for doubting you then.
Unfortunately,
was
official
wrong.
Dahao didn't hear Yunli's promise. If we don't recover the sword, we will be breaking our promise to the Lawfu and betraying the delegation. We're counting on you to find the truth, official Dahao.
I think I figured out who actually took it.
Yes. It's my duty to thoroughly investigate the case. Even though Yunli is firm in her words, we can't just rely on her testimony.
After everything, the sword still got stolen. Ugh, they should have given it to me from the beginning.
Just keep quiet.
In this case of Gu Yun's theft, everyone involved seems suspicious to some extent. Miss Yunli is the main suspect. First, during the sword gifting ceremony, Yunli openly expressed her intention to steal the sword. She even mentioned it multiple times. After the ceremony, she broke into the Artisanship Commission and destroyed Arumatons in an attempt to get the sword. Am I right?
That's true.
The Realm Keeping Commission inspected the arsenal where Gu Yun was stored, and there were no signs of forced entry through the doors or windows. The only possible entrance or exit was a small window gap, just a few inches wide.
There are no signs. Okay. It's like the locked room murder mystery. Wish we had more cheer.
Hey! It's just a theft. The box containing Gu Yun was opened and the sword went missing. But none of the other swords in the room were touched. Which means...
The suspect knew about the box and the sword, and the theft was planned in advance.
Yeah, I don't think it was stolen on a whim.
Exactly. The suspect had a clear motive and took only Gu Yun. So, besides the ceremony participants, only the delegation members had access to the sword.
Was it only delegation members? Was it only delegation members? Could it be that someone from the delegation stole the sword?
In that case, why would they return it to the Xianzhou in the first place?
Maybe they regretted their decision. Not everyone in the delegation has the same agenda.
That makes sense. The delegation, led by the Knight of Beauty, delivered the sword to the Artisanship Commission. The craftsmen who received it testified that they didn't take anything from the arsenal.
Okay. Could it be that Argenti stole the sword?
Argenti? Oh, that Knight of Beauty.
That was such
He was
annoyance.
with the delegation when they handed over the sword to the Artisanship Commission. You might not know, but he's the one who recognized the sword's origin on Kalevala and escorted it back to the Xianzhou. In other words, he's the one who made it possible for the sword to come home. So, he wouldn't have gone through all that trouble to bring it to the Lawfu if he wanted to keep the sword for himself, right?
Could it be that a craftsman stole the sword?
Master Gongshu checked the work records, and I questioned all the craftsmen and apprentices who were on shift at the time. But I didn't find any suspicious individuals.
Okay. Could it be that I stole the sword?
So, did you steal it?
No.
Then stop joking around.
I can prove that she came to me after leaving the Artisanship Commission, so she couldn't have stolen the sword.
To put it simply, not everyone who's seen the sword has been to the Artisanship Commission, and not everyone who might want the sword has seen it. So, the only remaining suspect is Miss Yunli.
Fair enough.
So...
I didn't steal the sword.
Well, when you've eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth.
No, this isn't the only remaining possibility. I think we might be missing something here.
If you want to prove me wrong, you'd better come up with some solid evidence.
Let me gather my thoughts. I need to help Yunli clear her name. Did we miss any clues?
Well, Papo's here. Yunli is here. Talk to witnesses at the scene and investigate the evidence at the crime. She's like, why would I come here if I did steal the sword? Why would I go back here and be like, oh, you're accusing me of stealing the sword? Well, I have to show up. I have to show up. They may have put in a summons and everything, you know?
Who could have thought that the Mieka Kivesa would be stolen? And that the prime suspect is General Huayan's granddaughter? Regardless, we've accomplished our mission, and now it's the Xianzhou's problem. By the way, why did that girl call it a cursed sword? It's quite upsetting.
Because the sword could take over the wielder's mind, because the sword contains an evil spirit. It can take over the wielder's mind.
That's enough, young lady. Let me get something straight. On Kalevala, this sword has always been highly revered. The first master of the Mieka Kivesa slew countless demons and then passed it down to a line of wise monarchs.
Now, see, this is why I wanted the history.
The monarchs would heed the guidance of the hero spirits within the sword and gain insight into defeaing their enemies.
Ooh, okay, yeah, this is why I wanted the history. Okay, that sword should be destroyed. Frick your history. Okay, I'm on Yunli's side now. Was that actually the voice of the Heliobus? It's a common element amidst the legends. What if it was the Heliobus?
What is, Helio? What? Never mind. The point is that the Mieka Kivesa did help the ancestors of Kalevala build a strong foundation. It's definitely not a cursed sword.
Right, yeah. A sword that slew countless demons, was passed on to a line of monarchs, and then they would listen to the sword and get insight into defeating their enemies, going from demons to enemies. Who would be considered an enemy at that point? Buddy, I was willing to take your side, but your history is sus. All right, I was initially wrong. Though Yunli calls it a cursed sword, Pavo firmly believes Gunyan is a sword of the hero. Okay, let's talk to Yunli again. Yunli, gosh dang it!
I don't want to make things difficult for official Dahao. Let's do this his way and prove my innocence. If I can find that cursed sword, I can prove my innocence right away.
Broski, don't get mad because your culture is wacky. The creators are sort of like the sword is kind of sus. Right? And that's why I wanted to know the history. But the way it was described, I'm like, there's too many ways this could be misconstrued into, or like, not misconstrued, but interpreted in like, oh no, it was their enemies. Okay, who are their enemies? Was it actually demons? Or was it people that just disagreed with them? Now that I know, the poor are the enemy. The common folk! How are you planning on finding the cursed sword that would make it look like you did steal it? How are you planning on finding it?
That's what I'm trying to figure out right now. There's something else bothering me. Why would the thief take the sword, but leave the case behind? Did they melt down the sword like I wanted to?
Maybe the case was too much trouble?
Yeah. Maybe. But if the case was too much trouble, wouldn't it be too conspicuous to carry around the sword like that? In plain sight?
It's to frame Yunli? Possibly. Prime suspect of the incident. She swore to completely melt everyone, including Guyan. Mock, you said it had to do with the monarchy, so I'm against it. The only just king is one who relinquishes their power to the people. Like, what the first one that was like, it defeated demons and then gave it to other monarchs, I was like, okay, maybe it started with good intentions, but everything after that, I was like,
yes,
no, this sword's bad. This sword's messed up.
I went to the arsenal to check on it. But when I went back this morning, all that was left was the case. I don't know anything else. So, however, as the Master Artisan of the Artisanship Commission, I've got to clarify something. Even though the sword was stolen, this commission is still highly secure. Wait, no. I just remembered. My precious aromatons were smashed.
Okay. Gongshu's testimony. Guyan stored after you reminded him to keep the sword safe. It was yet to be stolen at the time.
Yunli says she didn't steal the sword. and I am willing to believe her. But I know well that Yunli can be impulsive. So if she did steal the sword on a whim, I won't show her any favors. You were with Yunli yesterday, young lady, so you have the best chance to prove her innocence. Is there anything you need to ask me?
Did she come to you afterward?
No, she was still mad at me, so she didn't come by. If she had come with you, she wouldn't be a suspect right now.
How was the sword delivered?
After the ceremony, Argenti carried the sword case, and together with the delegation, they were escorted by the Cloud Knights to the Artisanship Commission. The artisan there confirmed that the sword was safely stored.
That's all I have to ask.
I'm counting on you, then.
Okay. Can I look at this? The container used to seal Guyun is indeed a sight to behold. Its beauty is radiant. Perhaps it was this very beauty that has drawn unwanted attention. Regardless, as one of the few pieces of physical evidence left at the scene, it might just hold traces of the thief. Let's look at the lock. The locking mechanism nestled within the case remains intact, bearing no marks of external force or tampering.
The thief took the sword from the case without picking the lock?
Okay, exterior. The sword case, masterfully adorned with metal wire inlays, traced the pattern of of lotus flowers, subtly proclaiming its origin from the illustrious Xianzhou Zhuming. You noticed a few smears of red along the bottom of the sword's case interior. It's hard to ignore. It's as if a deliberate declaration of existence to those who are viewing the sword case. Extract red coloring from the interior sword case. Oh, interesting. A few petals teetering on the brink of withering. More precisely, a single rose petal.
Why is this flower petal inside the case?
I do wonder if my initial theory is correct. Because I can only think of... I was about to say, I can only think of one person who has roses! But what if they're framed? Given its intact lock, the thief either had a key or casket. Who's the rose person? I believe we'll find out in time, so I don't want to spoil.
If you've found any clues, feel free to tell everyone.
I'm 100% sure Yunli didn't steal the sword. Or Yunli, excuse me.
But I'm not sure if I can convince Mr. Da how.
100% sure. Fine. Let me go through my reasoning again, and you can interrupt if anything feels off.
Here we go.
Throughout the entire incident, there was only one suspect who broke into the Artisanship Commission, and that was Miss Yunli. Miss Yunli caused a ruckus at the Artisanship Commission, trying to take away Guyun. But you stopped her in her tracks. After bidding farewell to you, Yunli pretended to leave, but snuck into the arsenal alone and stole Guyun.
After Yunli and I went our separate ways, I messaged Master Gongshu to inform him about the incident. And much later, Master Gongshu told me the sword was confirmed safe. So up until that point, Yunli couldn't have stolen it. Can I prove this?
After bidding farewell to you, Yunli pretended to leave, but snuck into the arsenal alone and stole Guyun.
Let's see. He checked on how Guyun was stored after you reminded him to keep the sword safe. Can I do this?
You messaged Master Gongshu? I had no idea.
Okay, off to a good start.
Well, that's some solid proof right there. However, it only proves the sword wasn't stolen up to that point.
I didn't do it!
After bidding farewell to you,
Fine.
Yunli pretended to leave, but snuck into the arsenal alone and stole Guyun. We haven't found any other suspects or evidence.
Are you sure about that?
I found this in the crevice at the bottom of the case.
A rose petal? Huh. I must have missed it during the search. Why was there a petal inside the case?
I don't know. But I do know that wherever that Knight of Beauty goes, he always leaves behind a trail of rose petals that's almost impossible to clean up.
Debate successful. Woo!
My thoughts are a mess. Let me sort them out.
At Look, you said this is sick. It's a cool mechanic. It's a Phoenix, right? Yeah, they introduced this in one of the events for this game, and I think people liked it that it's stuck around ever since. I forget which event it was, but it was one of the earlier ones. Like 1.2 or something? I don't know.
The sword case was never locked, which is evidence that only someone who delivered the sword could have done that. And the rose petal was probably left behind by that Knight of Beauty. But how did he manage to take the sword from the Artisanship Commission? Why did he steal it after returning it here? And why would he leave that petal in the case?
I thought it first showed up during the quest that introduced Ratio. Here's the thing. Technically, that's the first time we saw it in an actual, like, big quest. It appeared in an event before Ratio. But if you never did that event, then you wouldn't know. So technically, the first time it appeared in like a main permanent quest, in a way, technically the event you can play whenever, right? Even though you won't be able to get the limited rewards, you can still play it whenever. But that's the first time we kind of saw it in like the main story, was Ratio's quest. But it came out before then. All right. Ask Argenti, not me. Thanks for the hydrate. Why can't I remember the event? It's the event, the Arum Alley event. The first event we ever had with Scott, because we had to debate against him. Well, you said, doesn't that seem too convenient, though? Man who happens to leave behind rose petals left a rose petal perfectly in the case? Possibly. But I mean, with him, I don't know, it's hard to say.
I know. Guyun flew out of the case on its own. The Knight of Beauty only unlocked the box to aid its escape.
Don't be ridiculous. How can a sword escape from a case on its own?
Oh, you thought that was post-Ratio. I see. I'm pretty sure it was before, because I remember complaining about the event, because I got a Sushong, and I thought it was so cool, and then we get a Sushong for free during that event. And that was before I, like, had summoned on the limited banner.
You've never seen a flying sword before?
I've only heard about the Mieka Kifesa being able to fly in legends. But even if it could fly, why would the Knight of Beauty do this?
Like I said, the sword contains a heliobus. Argenti must have been under the control of the sword. Maybe he was under its control even before you arrived on the Lofu.
But if the sword's not beautiful, he won't like it.
Official Dahao, where can we find that knight?
Let me see. The docking location of Argenti's ship. The one and only.
Let's go. We've got to find Argenti before that sword completely takes over his mind.
Okay. Ship. I do wonder if he's actually possessed. If we're gonna, are we gonna fight Argenti? Oh, I don't got a good team for Argenti if we are. There he is, and he's got a chair. He's got a chair. You stumble upon a knight clad silver armor. "15th day of month X." Nope, he's got, or the sword's there.
I've been waiting for you here for quite a while.
Knight of Beauty. You're the one who stole Guyun, right? Hand it over. You have no idea how dangerous that cursed sword is.
Dangerous? In my humble opinion, the real danger is always the hand wielding the weapon.
So you intentionally left the rose petal behind?
Yes, I did. As a Drilla's knight, I've sworn to live in poverty, and I abhor theft. I had to leave behind a rose petal in order to keep my promise to Master Guyun and uphold my knightly oath.
Keep your promise?
What? What do you mean?
I agreed to assist Master Guyun in its escape from the Xianzhou. As the person who pulled it from the stone monument, captivated by its beauty, I must not let it down. I couldn't stay in the arsenal to convince the craftsmen. nor did I want to take the sword like a thief. That's why I left behind a small piece of evidence that pointed to my identity in the hope of an open and honest conversation with you.
Whatever your reasons are, you're planning to take the cursed sword away from the Xianzhou. Hand it over to me!
Back then, it was the beauty of Master Guyun that impressed me. So I willingly embarked on the journey to return the sword. But unfortunately, Master Guyun's homeland is no longer the ideal place for it to return to. As a knight of beauty, I must not abandon it halfway.
Ooh, is he actually possessed? Oh, this is fun. Mock, you said that scene was a Devil May Cry 5 reference with the chair? It is! Cut this man's hair. I actually love it, to be honest.
He's completely captivated by the power of that cursed sword.
How can we snap him out of it? It's like a devil that can mess with your mind.
That's what makes cursed swords so scary.
Captivated? No, I am touched by Master Guyun's flawless beauty. To be honest, I'm confused why none of you can understand this sword. This is quite heartrending. I've already made up my mind to take Master Guyun away from the Xianzhou.
I only said cut his hair because he seems to love nothing more than himself. I will admit, this is a tad out of character because Argenti, like, here's the thing. I thought the same thing, but I've learned that Argenti is actually a character that's really selfless. But as soon as he started talking about the sword, I'm like, this definitely feels a little out of character for him.
That cursed sword has messed with your ability to think. But I'll break you free from its grip. I'll shatter its illusion. And the sword itself.
Fair lady, if you're intent on taking away this person, this sword that is under my protection, please engage me with a fair duel according to knightly etiquette. As a representative of this duel, I, Argenti, challenge you.
A representative?
I swear on the spirit of chivalry, in front of Adrilla the Beauty, that I will represent Master Guyun in this duel. If I win, you will allow Master Guyun to leave the Xianzhou with me. And if you best me, Miss Yunli, I'll accept my defeat and turn Master Guyun over to you. Do you accept my challenge, Miss Yunli?
Fine. Let's see whose desire is stronger. Your desire to take it away, or my desire to hunt down all cursed swords. Show me what you've got.
Well, here we go!
You're not going to use Guyun to fight for victory?
It's okay.
Well, I know a thing or two about swordplay.
I love Argenti's fight music!
A knight should rely on the skills he's honed day and night.
You're a real weirdo.
Oh, I love this song!
Time to play the next piece.
Mock, you said Argenti loves beauty and finds almost everything beautiful. He will gladly sacrifice himself for it. Yes, that is accurate to him. Guess I'm downloading this game? As much as I love that, please be careful. If anything, just keep watching the rest of the stream to see if it's something you're interested in.
Harmony and unity.
Let's do this.
The dice have been cast.
I picked a bad team for this. I should have brought my Clara.
Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all. Watch your head.
Let the valuation begin.
Let's switch.
I'm asking questions.
Mock, you said he basically lives to search for a lost, potentially dead god of beauty, right? And he dedicates his life to it. I used to hate Argenti, I will admit. I thought he was weird, but his quest, like, changed my mind, man. Watch how bad her Sunday summons go and thing again. Guys, I'm so scared for my Sunday summons, I will admit. My luck lately has been kind of bad. And so I'm like, what if that's the cherry on the cake, you know? I'm really scared for my Sunday pulls. Like, I'm prepared to, like, lose a lot of my 50-50s, but man, I'm worried.
Answer me. Sure, I'll play along.
Let's
Watch I should do this. Oh, we're gonna have to, it's gonna interrupt Argenti's music.
Stars echo. No more time.
Oh, it cut it out. Okay. I've played plenty of gacha games. Sometimes it just be like that. That's, yeah, I know, but man.
The market is unpriced. Investing in victory means playing the long game.
Your answers? A test. 0 points.
Behold, This symbol of pure. You're fighting a gentleman.
You're fighting a gentleman.
Rise to the
Hedge your
giants.
bets.
Power of beauty. Power of beauty. You guys remember when Argenti didn't have like any voice lines during the main quest? Apparently that's been fixed since then.
Or maybe I'll take
Did
you.
they intervene? Maybe. Did you say you're going all in for Sunday? I wouldn't say all in,
Easy, Numby.
but definitely mostly everything.
Liquidation!
Like, here's the thing. I want to make sure I have at least 80 pulls to try out another character.
SAS knowledge,
If things go
the
poorly.
measure of truth and falsehood.
But you know, that's still a lot.
I've lost. According to the rules of a knight's duel, I should keep my promise and hand over the sword to you. But before I do that, I hope that you, as the winner, might have the mercy and listen to Master Guyon's past experiences.
This sword has been cursed since the day it was forged. Place it in front of me, and let me destroy it.
Do what she says, Knight.
But
you've done so much for me already. It's time for me to face her alone.
Oh my gosh, is this a Heliobus that actually regrets his actions? I'm so intrigued.
I'm weary of fighting. I just want to share my past with you. To explain why I wanted to escape. After that, I'll leave my destiny in your hands. Are you afraid to witness my past, little girl?
I'll get to your question in a bit, Atla, I promise. I just want to see where this goes first.
Afraid? Well, you do have a different aura from other cursed swords. But you're just trying to use my curiosity to lure me in.
Well, you know best that a single touch won't snatch away anyone's sanity.
I think it's worth a shot, Yunli.
Fine. Show me your past.
Okay. We gotta talk to Guyon and learn why it fled. You're free to play or low spender. I am free to play. So, let's talk really quick. So, I would say, as a free to play, how good does the free to play feel in this game? Do you get enough pulls? Here's the thing. I think you can get a ton of pulls. For example, I can't show it off, but there's something that appears at the beginning of every patch where if you log in for 7 days, you will get free summons. Like, you'll get free tickets, which is great. It happens literally every patch. Similar to Genshin, if you're used to that, every month you can buy more stuff. I would say in general, you can get a ton of Stellar Jade. However, this is where I would say it can be difficult, is in order to get a lot of this Stellar Jade, it does require a lot of work. So, for example, there are a few game modes involved. We have this game mode that's called Pure Fiction. Think of these as like Abyss in Genshin. It's like the endgame content. We have Pure Fiction, where if you get enough stars, the more Stellar Jade you get. Pure Fiction is all about getting AoE damage, so you could get more Stellar Jade here. There's also Forgotten Hall. This is basically like the Abyss. So getting 36 stars is a great way to get all the Stellar Jade, but again, it can be really difficult. Then there's Apocalyptic Shadow, which is basically like a boss thing, where there's 2 bosses you have to fight against, and they're much tougher than they are in their counterparts in-game, and you could get Stellar Jade from that. But, like I said, in order to get all of this, it's really difficult. Similarly, there's these games known as Simulated Universe, where if you complete it, you get even more Stellar Jade, which is great, but once again, it requires a lot of your time. So, if you're willing to commit your time, then I would say you can get a lot of Stellar Jade in this game. Like right now, I've gotten a decent amount of characters. So here's all the characters I haven't gotten. And you'll notice a lot of them are limited 5 stars. Here's a lot of characters I haven't gotten. Here's the ones I have. I could still pretty much clear a lot of the content with this, but it required a ton of investment, which is, you know, typical for a free-to-play. And as of right now, I think I have almost 430 wishes. So you can get a lot. It's just, it is a grind. It is very much a grind. So the answer is yes. If you're content to play the game and grind the content, yes. If you don't grind, you will fall behind. What's the limited 5 stars? So, these are some of the limited 5 stars you get. Well, actually, this one is a standard banner character. When you start the game, similar to, where am I? So similar to most gacha games, there's going to be a beginner banner, or like, this is called the departure warp. These are the standard banner characters you can get. You will be able to get them on literally any of these banners except for the weapon banners. So these are standard characters. And then limited characters are characters like this, Acheron or Aventurine. There's a ton. Yes, there are limited 5 stars. Limited 5-star banner are only available for certain times. Yes, there is some FOMO. Unfortunately, that will come with the territory with some gacha games. So for example, limited characters are usually only around for like 3 weeks. And these, but they do get reruns. Like both these characters right now are rerun characters. They've already been in the game for quite a bit. How do I know who to spend my summons on? Mock said leaks. Yeah, you would have to be careful. I say this unaffiliated from Flaze. Listen, I say we don't talk about leaks here. Whether you choose to look them up is entirely your decision. We just can't talk about them here. But let's say there's a good way to know, you know? That said, what Honkai Star Rail does do is usually before a patch on their social media accounts, they will preview characters that will be coming the patch after next, if that makes sense. That's how I know that a character I really want, Sunday, will be coming out next patch, because before this patch even released, they did a little teaser of the characters that are going to be coming out next patch, and one of the characters I really want is there. So probably do beginner polls and then do some Googling. Yeah, I would say play the game a little bit, figure out what you like. But yes, some research would help. But also, even though I do complain about power creep in this game, still just get the characters that you want. You'll have more fun that way, to be honest. Like, there are certain things I would say maybe would be important, like getting sustain units, like Aventurine. He can be really helpful in certain team comps especially. Others not so much, but yeah, whatever characters you want, I would say go for them. Mock, you said if you miss someone, they'll come back later. Yes, that's true. These 2 characters are reruns. Really popular ones show up fairly often. They've also been ramping up reruns, bringing back 3 characters at once. That is true. We did have one patch where there was a new character and then 3 reruns at the same time. And then afterwards, I think it was 1 character and 1 rerun. So they do bring back characters. But you know, it's kind of a matter of saving up. So, Chizu, you said, I would say Star Rail has 20 to 30% more free pulls than Genshin in the same time. I would agree with that. But it does require a lot of work. Like, if you don't do the work, you're going to get less pulls. You have to put in the work. Quentin, you said healers are a real need to get kind of thing. Yes, a healer or a good shielder. Like, one of the first characters I got was Japard, and he's a sustain character. He creates shields, and he helped me through a lot of the game because I only had like 1 healer for a couple of months. Haru, you said less work than Genshin. It depends on who you ask. Sometimes it's easier to grind in this game, and then other times it's easier to grind in Genshin for me. Like, I will admit, personally,
I can't believe my eyes.
Slaying Anime, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you. I will admit, for me, the latest update we've gotten in Simulated Universe, the Unknowable Domain, it's so hard to grind. It's so hard to grind. I've done a lot of it, but it's so hard to grind. But conversely, Divergent Universe, so much fun. This game mode is so much fun. And you can only unlock it by progressing through the main quest. I love Divergent Universe. The newest Simulated Universe is so hard for me. Maki said, sadly, they don't tend to buff or nerf very often in this game. We actually talked about this earlier in the stream. I know, I wish they would buff older units. That said, somehow Jing Yuan continues to constantly get updates and buffs, literally every patch it feels like. There's something that happens that makes him more viable. Could swear you can have early access to Divergent Universe? Possibly. I'm not sure. I just know someone had to finish the quest before they could actually get to this. Maki said, for instance, the character Ron Mei was solid, and then they added a bunch of popular characters who work incredible with her, and now she's amazing. Yes, that happened with Ron Mei. And I mentioned another character, Jing Yuan. They keep making gear and weapons that make that character really good, and he was one of the first limited 5 stars. But most of the time, a lot of older characters can kind of fall behind. But you could still clear a lot of content with them. Quentin, you said it's harder to start out in Star Rail because the weekly rewards are limited to 3, whereas Genshin, you could get all the weeklies, but only once. I could see that. I could see that. I've never really personally had a struggle with it because I only really grind the bosses when I need to. Case in point. But it can't be a struggle, I think. If you want to grind every week. I just don't grind every week. You said, what Shisa says is true about the 300k in 4 years. Then at the same time, Star Rail will have around 400k free gems. That's if you put in the work. Like, if you don't touch any of the Simulated Universe stuff, or Divergent Universe, or any of these, you're gonna lose like half of those gems. Anyway, tangents. I will admit, I kind of was hoping the quest would be done by this point. I need to take a break. So if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna be gone for about 5 to 10 minutes. I hope that helped, Atla. I know that was a lot of information. Please let me know if you have more questions. I'm happy to answer. Because, you know, when it comes to gacha games, you want to be as well-informed as you can be. Just to make sure. So if you have any questions, I don't mind answering. But I do need to get more water. So I'll be back in just a couple of minutes. I'm also going to run some ads as well, so if you need to step away for whatever reason, this is a good time to do so. You can tell that I'm trying to talk quickly. I need to slow down. Slow down. Focus on my voice position again. All right. Streamer abandoning. I just need water. Too much grinding, wallet. The grinding isn't bad for me, but I'm also kind of sweaty, so I know that it can be difficult for others. All right, break time. Wait. I'll be right back.
won't ever let it go. When you had the answer, and you were there alone. You left the door unopened when you knew that you would want more. Give it up, give it up, give it away. While you were barely aware, you learned that day. Cut off so much, hardly remained. While you knew that there was still a way. This is your only plan. Oh, now this is your only. Now this is your only plan. Oh, now this is yours. And you're right. You force it to yield. You forge it to the lines. You let your callous be your shield, and everyone will say that it all was finished years ago, but you will stay, and you won't ever let it go. When you had the answer, and you were there alone, you left the door unopened when you knew that you would want more. Then again, you found the answer, and you were there alone. You left the door unopened when you knew that you would want more.
Woo! I'm back. Hope you guys had a good break. Did y'all behave? I was reading chat before I started moving again. Atla, you asked, so it comes down, will I be able to complete the base game to get to the point of being able to grind for player power without just hitting walls that need stronger teams? Or will I eventually get hard stuck if I get unlucky on pulls? I think you'll be okay, but you will have to do a lot of investment. Luckily, in my opinion, you could probably get through the base game fine if you know what you're doing, but you will have to grind a bit. But you could probably get through the base game fine, but doing the additional stuff outside of the base game can be more difficult. Only real wall I know is endgame. Yeah. If you know what you're doing, you should be able to get through most of the base game. But getting the endgame stuff, that's where the real challenge comes in. There are still some people I see get stuck on like the base game bosses for story progression, but then it's one of those things where I look at their teams for said bosses in the story and they're really bad. Like they have no synergy and it's like, well, I can see why you're struggling. So I think if you learn the mechanics and you do enough grinding, you should be able to at least get past the base game. It's just the end game stuff that'll be harder, but that kind of comes with the territory where that's something you have to work towards, you know? In my opinion. Maki said I can't comment on that though because I have several strong teams for all of those. I will say that like, if I didn't have certain characters, I would really be struggling with endgame content right now. Heck, I can't even get all the stars in pure fiction, but that is partially because I haven't gotten a lot of AoE damage dealers. But getting through the base game should be fine. Thank you, Kafka, for carrying me. I'm glad your Kafka's still carrying you. I keep seeing a lot of doomsayers online saying that she's doesn't work for anybody anymore, but I'm glad she's still carrying you. Atla, you said the gameplay of Star Rail seems more interesting and fun than Genshin to me, but I'm a turbo weeb. It's interesting. A lot of people don't like turn-based, and so they shy away from Star Rail, but I've liked both real-time and turn-based combat, so it's kind of it didn't bother me. I had a hard time with Star Rail min pulls. Yeah, you would definitely. There is a certain point in this game where you do have to summon, but you should be okay if you do that. Dot teams are good in every variant, even if we've been a little neglected. That's true. I know, I feel bad for dot teams. Even my dot teams suck. That's why I'm still struggling with pure fiction, even though it's like dot focused. Alpha Beta, earlier you asked how story. I like Honkai Star Rail's story a lot, personally. I saw some people uninstall this game because they don't like the story. Like, there's the Penacony arc. I saw people uninstall the game because they hated it. But I loved it. I loved it. That's what kept me playing this game, to be honest. But that's just me. Chizu, I've always thought Star Rail being easier than Genshin, but my artifact luck is amazing for Star Rail. See, my relic luck for Star Rail, I think, is worse than Genshin. So, but I could be wrong. Anyway, let's get back, because I still want to do the last companion quest. If y'all don't mind, let's get back to it.
It's
I still will reach out.
Impossible to contact the main Cloud Knight forces. What awaits me will be a long and lonely war.
Follow me.
Is this your memory?
It's so cold here. I didn't feel it when I was in the thick of battle, but now it's freezing me to the bone. You're indeed a masterpiece from the Xianzhou Juming. If you hadn't taken control of my body, I probably would have been decapitated in that fight.
Quiet, and stay alert. Boris and the Wolf Troopers never give up the hunt.
Hey, just relax a bit. It's been over 300 days since we were both stranded on this planet. The transmitter never rings, so I guess we can't count on that anymore. The people on this planet still use beasts to pull their carts. Obviously, there's no way they can help us fix the star skiff.
Also, is this Ben? This kind of sounds like Kaveh.
Looks like we're stranded on this forsaken planet for the rest of our lives.
The rest of a Xianzhou native's life could be terribly long. Are you feeling any desperation? All by yourself in this hostile world?
Yeah, a bit. Perhaps.
When things get too rough for you to handle, just leave everything to me. No need to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders.
Yeah, sure. If I really can't handle things anymore, I'll leave my body to you. But now is not that time.
Do you really think you can oppose an entire Borisan army with your limited skills? What are you holding out for?
It's true that I'm stranded here, but it seems like that Borisan pack is in the same boat. By the way, Guyan, do you know what a seed is? A seed may seem insignificant, but with careful cultivation and time, it can grow into a huge, unwavering tree. You said that the rest of a Xianzhou native's life could be terribly long. You're right. That's why I intend to plant a seed named Resistance here, and nurture it for the rest of my life. I want to show the people of this land how to defend themselves against those monsters. I can already see the seed in the eyes of those people.
You really think you can do it? Why not just give me control, and we can revel in the bloodbath together?
What was the memory I just saw?
It was a memory of me and a Cloud Knight. Stranded on an unfamiliar planet. We crash-landed on a planet occupied by Borisan. Just the two of us.
I can feel that it was a lonely war.
There goes the sword. Quentin, earlier said I find dodging easy, so not being able to dodge damage is very hard. Well, see, that's part of the strategy of turn-based for me. And that's why it doesn't bother me, because a lot of turn-based games, sometimes you can't dodge. But again, a lot of people hate that. But I don't mind it, personally.
I'm alive. But all the young people in the village...
They died. They died for you. They died because of your big promises. Promising them a life free from the Borisan. I tasted their despair before death. They didn't see it coming. And neither will you.
We can't stay here. Let's move on to the next village.
Why? What's the point? You and your sorry excuse for an army have been fighting for over 3 decades, and you haven't won a single battle. what you're sowing is not resistance, but despair. This world is hopeless. It's completely infested with packs of Borisin. You've seen their numbers, and you know their methods. And those commoners you've put your hopes in, they just kneel down and worship the monsters devouring their children and families, calling them their Beastmasters. You beheaded one of the Beastmasters for their sake, but they turned on you because they were scared of the Borisin taking revenge. You remember all that, right?
I do. I remember my first death. The Borisin cut off my head. But I also remember that if it weren't for a brave youngster who risked his neck to reattach my head and give me a proper burial, I would have disappeared completely. I remember everything the people did for me. They left food at the entrance of my cave, fixed my fur coat, and some even joined my resistance. The rest of the Xianzhou native's life is still terribly long. And there will be new youngsters who will stand beside me in battle. Time is on our side.
You said it was a lonely war. No. It wasn't a war filled with loneliness, but with despair. So much despair that I don't want to ever taste it again.
So maybe this sword, maybe this is one of the few times the Heliobai actually, because we've seen it in the past where the Heliobai isn't all entirely evil. Maybe this is one that where the Heliobus had a change of heart. I mean, sorta. They're still inherently evil, but we saw some with mildly good intentions.
Where are you going, Your Highness?
I'm returning to my homeland. A distant place beyond the sky. I'm not coming back.
But what should we do with you gone? What if those wolf demons show up again?
They won't, my child. You've wiped out the last of them. But before I go, I need you to do one thing for me. Even though the wolf demons are gone, new monsters will appear in this world. Soon, a demon will appear, donning golden branches and knowing only bloodshed. However, fear not, my children. I'm entrusting you with this sword that's been with me in countless battles. Use the skills I've taught you over the years, and you'll surely defeat that last demon. But that's not all. I need you to construct a stone monument for me. It must be large and sturdy enough to seal the remains of that demon forever. This is a debt you owe me, and you must fulfill it. Do you understand?
Oh my gosh, I completely missed it until you said it, Mock. He's Mara struck. Oh my gosh! Oh, this is so sad! Atla, you asked, so Heliobai is like a sentient material. Heliobai, you could think of it as like an evil spirit, inherently. They're not undead spirits, but they are spirit-like. And Mara struck, so people of the Xianzhou can live a long time, but it comes at a cost. Eventually, they become what is called Mara struck, and they lose themselves. They become insane and they turn into a monster, essentially. And the swordsman is saying, if you see this demon, you need to trap it. And that's gonna be him. Oh my gosh!
You lied to them. And you lied to me, too.
Oh?
You promised that you'd give your body to me when you couldn't handle things anymore.
Well, this Xianzhou native's life has finally come to an end, my old friend. How about one last chance for revenge? Come and bid me farewell for the final time.
He had long since come to some understanding.
Oh, the sword's broken.
I could sense a mix of intricate emotions flowing out. It wasn't bloodlust, or anger, or fear. What he had left for you was hope.
They've learned how to fight monsters. But there's still one last monster lingering in the world. Kill it, my old friend. He left me there without ever looking back.
Oh, it's all broken and you can kind of see where the sword is supposed to be.
Thank you, my old friend.
Oh, there he is.
Heliobi can taste human emotions. How do my emotions taste? My old friend.
A hint of bitter compassion and a touch of scalding courage. Your heart's deepest desire is to end war once and for all. Now, the war is finally over. Can you hear? Even though you can't hear me anymore, my old friend, I'll do everything I can to bring an end to all conflicts in this world.
So, this is the past of the Kalevalan people's Sword of Heroes? You helped the people of that world bring an end to war?
No, I did not. I am a weapon, and I only became the cause of more conflicts. Countless monarchs of Kalevala saw me as a symbol of kingship endowed by nature, and they waged wars in order to possess me. I grew tired of their wicked intentions. I didn't want to kill for anyone anymore.
This is starting to make more sense of Argenti's intentions with Guyu now.
So I returned to the stone monument where my master was buried. And since then, no one was able to remove me from it.
But you allowed Argenti to take you away?
Because even after all this time, I still wanted my master to come home. During the sword gifting ceremony, I felt anguish when I learned that I would be handed over to the most skilled swordmaster and once again become a tool for killing. My master had engraved his deepest desire into my blade. End war. As a weapon, my purpose was predetermined from the start. I had to become a deadly sword that would relentlessly hack and kill. But once I fulfilled my mission, would I have the right to choose my own destiny like he did? So, I asked the Knight of Beauty to help me break free from this never-ending cycle of bloodshed.
These thousands of years have naturally turned into memories of mine. I think I understand the beauty the Knight was talking about now.
I don't want to be a sword that brings death. My war ended long ago. The years spent as a tombstone were my finest.
Wow. That last line.
I've told you everything about my
Wow.
experience with Master Guyan on Kalevala. And now, I'm sure that Miss Yunli is as moved by the sword's flawless beauty as I was back then.
Even though I had heard the legends of this sword from the delegation, delving into its memories was still fascinating. Yunli, I trust Guyin's experiences have changed your mind.
General Huayan said this sword would change you.
That's why Grandpa hid it from me. so I wouldn't make a hasty decision. I always thought a cursed sword infused with a heliobus would only bring rage and slaughter. I never thought someone could leave behind the desire to end war, and even change the nature of the cursed sword. My position was too extreme. Guyan is truly a sword of heroes. I apologize to all of you for my behavior. I'm sorry.
Now that we've proven Miss Yunli's innocence and found the sword, should we now return it to the arsenal?
No. I'm still going to melt down this sword.
Thanks for the hydrate. Yunli. Yunli.
I've heard your true desires, Guyan. I can sense that you're tired of being a sword. Constantly serving new masters and fighting battles you no longer want to be part of. Right?
But being a sword is my destiny. I'm doomed to serve some master and fight battles endlessly. Can the wind choose to stop blowing? Can a cloud choose to stop drifting? No. It's the same for me. A creation with a predetermined destiny.
That's not true, Guyan. That nameless swordmaster shaped his own destiny. So you can too.
I just can't picture my destiny being anything other than that of a sword.
Do you remember when you stood alone in front of the swordmaster's stone monument? People admired you because you carried the memories of the hero. You were no longer a sword. You were a memorial.
Later, as I became worn and weathered, the gentle wind would pass through the hollows of my body, creating melodic tones that echoed in the distant mountains. I became a musical instrument then. I miss those times.
Can a creation become what it wants to be? The answer is yes. I'll grant your wish, Guyan, and transform you into something different.
Something different?
But this is the price for the war dance. If the Kalevalan delegation finds out... Please, say something, General Huayan.
Well, my granddaughter has always been stubborn. Are you really sure about this, Yunli?
What do you all think?
You might as well ask Gunyun's opinion. I mean, this is one that's going to affect him.
Wishes is the reason I came to the Xianzhou. With the Driller's blessing, you could turn Master Guyan into a plow. But as long as it fulfills his wish to end war, I support it fully.
Then, I'll leave it to you, Yunli.
Finally, you make your way to the Artisan Commission's 1010 Armory, seeking the use of their forging furnace.
It's been an honor getting to know you like this.
The honor is mine. Thank you, Yunli.
Why the long face, my child? Are you feeling regret, perhaps? You were completely determined when melting down the sword. So, why the sudden change of heart?
Grandpa, I melted down the prize for the war dance. How are you going to explain this to the Lawfu?
Oh? Am I hearing right? This little girl is worried about her grandpa. Didn't see that coming.
I love Huayan.
If only I'd talked to you from the beginning, Grandpa. Maybe things wouldn't have escalated like this.
Yeah, maybe you should have listened to him in the first meeting. Although I understand your emotions. You were acting on what you knew at the time.
But at least Guyan got what it wanted. I have no regrets there.
When it comes to swords, you and your father are cut from the same cloth. So, are you planning to continue melting down the rest of Hongguang's swords?
Yeah. Guyan is unique. But the other cursed swords are still too dangerous for anyone to handle. But maybe I'll try to be more patient next time.
Be more patient. Well said. Remember what you learned today, because there will be many more situations in the future that will require you to be more patient.
Understood. But what about the prize?
Well, ever since you showed up at the ceremony, I had a hunch. So I prepared another sword as a backup plan.
Ah.
And don't worry, this one has nothing to do with Heliobi.
That's perfect.
By the way, the ambassador from Kalevala and that knight went to Arum Alley. They're looking for a spot to honor the hero. Why don't we go take a look together?
Okay. Real quick, if anyone here in chat has done Black Swan and Sparkle's companion quest, can you let me know how long it is? I'm half tempted to still do it tonight, despite it being a little late. Oh, there you are!
Oh, General Huayan. What brings you here?
Well, my granddaughter was inspired by the heroic legends told by the Mieka Kivesa, so she dragged me here to take a look.
Why did you choose this place?
I come from a long line of Kalevalan monument keepers. For generations, my family has guarded the stone monument left behind by the nameless hero. Over the centuries, a golden tree sprouted from under the monument, and its branches have never withered. We Kalevalans see it as proof of the hero's existence. Before leaving Kalevala, I took a branch from that golden tree, hoping to plant it here to represent the hero returning to his homeland.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I haven't done Black Swans
The
yet.
Xianzhou people
That's the
don't make
last one we need to do.
Set up memorials. So I'm sure he would be happy to rest here where life is bustling.
We'll definitely go overtime. We will, no matter what. But how long is it? If it's like an hour and a half, and we end this quest ends like right here, then we'll do it.
The hero had asked our ancestors to carve something into the monument, so I made a copy of it too. While the inscription is pretty worn with age, perhaps you can still make out some of it.
I have drifted far from my homeland and am on the brink of death. Yet, I take solace in having honorably fulfilled my duties. Should you feel compassion for me, kind traveler, please take a handful of soil hence and bring it back to the Lawfu. Mr. Pavo, I wonder if that hero ever left a name in your history.
I apologize, but the hero's epic battles happened long ago, and he did not leave any name for us to call him. But in our mythology, he came from the heavens, and so we call him the Cloud Knight.
Well, that's kind of accurate.
Welcome home, Cloud Knight.
Now, you can also rest here, Guyan.
Aww. That was a good quest. I liked that. Alex, you said I've done it. It's maybe not quite as long as this, but it's close. King of Amps, welcome. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Haro, you said, I assume the stream would be more than 4 hours. Possibly. Chizu, you said maybe do it on Saturday. Ooh, that's a good point. Hold on. Let's do a poll. Let's do a poll real quick. Let's do a poll. You guys tell me. Should we do Black Swan's quest tonight or Saturday? Well, it's gonna be said, should we do Black Swan's quest on Saturday? And the answers will be yes or no. And I'll set that up for you guys to vote while we talk. It'll take 3 minutes. So, I liked that. I'm glad it gave Yunli a little bit more, like, character development. Because, you know, in the main quest, of the continuous quest, she was always like really headstrong. So I like that this kind of was like a little bit of a humbling experience for her.
I'm feeling a bit emotional. I'd like to stay here for a while. Thank you for your guidance. I'm truly grateful. By any chance, would you be interested in taking sword lessons with me? Like March?
Thanks, but no thanks. I don't think I can endure the hardship. I have my baseball bat. Stealing our 10 points for a 10 pull. If I say no, will you end stream? We could probably go for a little bit longer, to be honest. But I gotta figure out what to do. Unless you guys want to see me do Divergent Universe. Or not Divergent Universe. I still have some stuff to do in the Simulated Universe.
As a punishment for being an accomplice in this theft, General Huayan assigned me to guard this golden sapling and recite the story of the hero and this legendary sword to passers-by. This is not a punishment at all, and I gladly accepted it. Spreading the message of beauty to the Xianzhou residents is exactly what I desire. However, I plan to leave the Xianzhou soon and continue my travels. May our paths cross again in the vast cosmos, my dear friend.
Gosh, I enjoy R10T so much.
Now that my mission is accomplished, the delegation will be leaving the Xianzhou Luofu soon. But of course, the experiences here will become an epilogue to the hero stories. This golden sapling will become a part of the everyday scenery of the Xianzhou. I believe it's what he would have wanted.
Aw. And with that, he's gone. Chizu's stealing our points for a 10 pull. Oh, that's true. I haven't done a question thing today. Love making choices in a game where it's like no and no, but said differently. True. All right, so you guys said we should do Black Swan's quest on Saturday, so that's what we'll do. But we still got some time. Is there anything you want to see in game? Like I said, I gotta do Simulated Universe stuff. So if no one has any objections, I'm gonna be doing that. Cause you know, I need the Stellar Jade, dude. I need it badly. I can't remember actually if I have something going right now for it. Leaking power. How are you guys doing on the unknowable domain, by the way? As you can see, I've been doing a little bit of grinding for it. So yeah, we'll do Black Swan's quest later. I just need 3 more scepters. And then I've done the entire story of this. Out of the rewards, I've done the Moonanite Assembly stuff. I still have to do the conundrums. And then I have 2 where I have to clear the 4th plane on conundrum level 1 or higher with dot. Oh gosh! Well, I just have to use the dot extrapolation alignment. I could switch it later. And then I could do break. I'm so close. I need these jade. I need these jade, dude. Haru, you asked, when does this unlock? This? I unlocked it pretty shortly after the patch. To be honest. Okay, so King of Amps, you haven't done it. I kind of wish... Let's see, I have it at the break alignment. Let me do dot. I kind of wish it was a little different. The HP inflation is ridiculous. Still so much for me to do. Yeah. Is that Lisa? No! This, we believe, is Herta, but Herta's, like, real form? Like, actual human form, because the Herta that we know is a puppet. So we think this is the real form of Herta. Because meanwhile, the Herta we know looks like this. So, a small puppet. I guess I'll show off this if no one has checked this out. I think the HP inflation's bad. We'll do the dot alignment for now. So you guys can see how bad my dot team is. By the real Herta, kinda. Listen, the real Herta's nice. Small Herta hits hard. It's true, she does. Okay, let's get Black Swan. And then... get... my Serval, I guess. Well, I do want Sampo. And then we'll throw in Gallagher. Hopefully I get Scepters of something else, though. Still trying to do no-hit depths? That sounds hard. Ooh! Give me the follow-up. I may have the dot alignment, but maybe, just maybe, if I can get this working with follow-up. If I have follow-up set up, let's do my regular follow-up team. So, Haru, you mentioned that you still have a lot to do. Did you start, like, Honkai Star Rail only recently?
Resonate all together.
In the depths, you don't start at SS, but the 430% rewards look so tasty. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people focus on the no dodging aspect to get it done. You started a month ago! Oh my gosh, you started... How are you liking it? I hope you're liking it. I'm biased. It's my current favorite gacha game I'm playing. I always rotate between Genshin Wuwa and Honkai Star Rail. Right now, Honkai Star Rail is everything.
I'm asking questions.
King of Amps, you said I need to play more, but when I boot it up, I suddenly don't want to play it anymore. I just wish this game mode was more fun. I don't have fun with it, personally. After Scepter hits, deal first damage. Okay, sure. Nice change of pace from Genshin, but I still like Genshin a bit more currently. And that's fine. Like I mentioned, I go through phases where I'm like, I like Genshin more. No, I like Honkai Star Rail more. No, I actually like Wuthering Waves more. They all do different things that I like. Oh, that increases amplification, though. I shouldn't have grabbed that. Every scepter inflicts 1 breakdown, increases crit rate and crit damage. Sure, we'll grab that. We always go occurrences in this household, because if we get the occurrences, we get more Stellar Jade. And I'm too afraid to invest twice. I have in the past, but man, it's bad. Oh, an adventure domain? Okay. Haru, you say I just auto everything because I don't like thinking. I mean, when I'm grinding, I do that, but I like the tactical aspect of this game. Mock, you said you're an occurrence person. Interesting. Yes, it's solely because if you get the occurrences, you get more Stellar Jade. But I do primarily do occurrences, yes. We get a speed scepter. Follow up. And it's new! Yay! What does this do? Focus, quantum. It hits the one with lowest HP. If the attack defeats the target, then it does an additional time. And advances all allies' actions. Okay. And then first person will have their speed increased by 40. Well, then I feel like I should have Robin in my first slot. Because she's already where I need her to be. That's fine. Noted, occurrence equals Jade. Yes! You get Jade for every occurrence you view in Simulated Universe. So if you need the Jade, go occurrences. Although, I do wonder if I'm missing out on occurrences because I know there's new occurrences you can get when you go the elite route sometimes. So I'm wondering if the occurrences I'm missing are in the elite routes because I keep going occurrence. That said, I did get a new occurrence this week. Literally this week. So I have no idea. Blast Scepters. I don't think I have a Blast Scepter. Yeah, I don't. I just have Focus Scepters right now. extra component when you are winning a battle, but the number of components will be reduced. Let's get the Eidolon. Or Eidolon. However it's said. Could be an RNG thing. It could be. Do I have enough? I do. Speed. Increases amplification but decreases speed. I want my speed ones to be as fast as possible, so I'm just gonna grab this general one then. And then components I can overwrite. Yes, this one. Perfect. I don't have blast. That's a dot. No. Okay, that got locked in. Although it is still a dot. We'll be fine with this, it looks like. Because I have a follow-up that will trigger. This one is a charge. Whenever you perform a follow attack. Okay, so we'll be good here.
Feeling lucky.
No! Give me the 3! Thank you. I'll just take it some 3. And then... Haru, you asked how many pulls do you have for Sunday? As of right now, I think I have maybe 440? Maybe. I found out I hadn't done the pure fiction, so that gave me a lot.
Harmony and unison.
SAS, knowledge, the measure of truth, and falsehood.
The dice have been cast. Bust.
King of Amps, you said...
I'll take it all.
Sad though, I wanted Rappa and I failed to get her. Oh, did you lose your 50-50? Sorry.
Your answers? A test. 0 points.
The market is on right. Investing in victory.
You know what's interesting? I heard a lot of people. I see people online saying that using break scepters is best for the unknowable domain. But for me, using follow-up has like carried me this game mode. Oh, I meant to use Robin's ult like a while ago.
Answer me. 0 points.
Tonight, Stars Echo.
Sing for me.
Sure, I'll play along. Watch your head.
My 50-50 took a long time to get, and I'm free to play, so I didn't reach it. Oh, I see. Rip. Ooh! A bounce? Or one that takes after an action? Yes, please. Inserted speed causes speed to be fixed. When inserted into charge, after every one attack by the scepter, random speed will immediately attack. Let's grab that. Follow up. If Cosmic Frantics is less than 300, you gain fragments until you possess 300. Let's grab this one. 440, is that less than what you used for Wanderer? Yes. Because when I summoned for Wanderer, I remember I had like 500 wishes. But I still had an extra 180 to guarantee one other character at the time. So 500 plus 180, I believe I had 780 wishes when I wished for Wanderer the first time. So yes, having 440 is less than what I had for Wanderer. Grab this. Reward! Let's go. Ron May, Ron May, Ron May, Ron May. Nope. Give me random rewards. Ooh, obtains 1 scepter of 3-star rarity. Every time you enter a domain, replaces all scepters. That's tricky. If I wasn't trying to do this on the dot, I think I'd be fine, but... Let's get Look at this one. No big deal, just get every early 5-star and win all 50/50s. This is why I said I was really worried for my Sunday polls, guys. Because I don't have a lot compared to what I've had before. I just want to say I have read these before, so that's why I'm skipping them. That's a speed scepter. All these kind of suck, to be honest. She'll have to use wallet! If I have anything to say about it, no. I genuinely want to see how much I'm able to get just being free to play. And then maybe afterwards I could like spend some money on like the passes, not the top up. But I want to see how much I'm able to get just from being free to play. Curio with a chance of 4 random. Discard 1 component with the chance to obtain 4 random components. I'll take that. Yeah! Let's go. Currents. Discard 1 curio and obtain 3 random curios. Yeah, there's some I could discard. This one. Does free-to-play status even hold meaning anymore? It depends on who you ask. For some people, it doesn't really matter, but for others, they hold it in high regard or they hate you for it. But, you know, for me, I don't want to get rid of my free-to-play status because I just want to know yourself. I'm kind of prideful like that. But I'm not gonna lie, Honkai Star Rail has been doing a lot of stuff that I really enjoy, that I kind of have been tempted to give them some money.
Feeling lucky.
You better do this right.
Feeling lucky.
That's what I'm talking about!
Let the show begin. Dangerous thoughts.
Oh, you could already see the HP inflation. Ah, it's such a pain.
Your answers?
But hopefully, with the dot alignment, I can still do this. Because I can get that jade.
Sure, I'll play along. Watch your head.
Quentin, you said, I like spending money on games I like even if I could be free to play. I'm always torn, to be honest, because I like not spending money on games. I really do. But there are certain points I get at, too, where
the dice have been cast.
I just enjoy the game so much, I'm like, you know what, it is worth it. I've been spending a lot of time with it is worth it. If it was my choice, I'd be a whale, but I'm poor. See, I don't know if I would be a whale. GC said, I got rid of my free-to-play status at Genshin because of skins, never regretted it. Yeah, I think I got rid of my free-to-play status in Genshin because I got the Battle Pass one time while saving for Venti. And I would spend money on skins, so I'm not free-to-play there, but if they dropped skins in Honkai Star Rail and it was a skin I wanted, I would spend money on it.
Answer me. 0 points.
People have to be paid. If I like the game, I want them to get it back. Exactly. That said, I don't like... they have to earn it from me, if that makes sense. And when I say they have to earn it from me, I mean, like, it could take them months or even years for them to get my money. I'd rather pay gacha game more than a big game nowadays. See, there, I would disagree. I think I personally would rather, pay for a big game than a gacha game. But it also is partially just because I do dislike microtransactions. So I'd rather pay for a game and own it than get something that, if their servers die, I will lose.
Let the valuation begin. The market is unpredictable. Right! Investing in victory means playing the long game!
No dirty tricks.
Sounds like they have to clock from you. Personally, yes.
The dice have been cast.
But I'm not gonna lie, Honkai Star Rail, super close.
Mediocre.
Most of them are disappointments anyways. Wait, really? I've had a lot of games that I've enjoyed lately that are like, you know,
0 points. SAS
a big game.
Knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood.
Though I will admit I don't play a lot of Xbox games or PlayStation games, so maybe that skews my vision. Newer games mostly. Well, that's what I mean.
Hedge your bets.
Not excited at all for new games, to be honest. I'm still excited for new games, personally. Ghost of Tsushima is the latest big game that I bought, and they ruined the performance for a while. Wait, the sequel or the base game? Because I watched Ghost of Tsushima, and I love that game. That game is gorgeous. But I also was watching someone play it on PlayStation.
Harmony and unison.
A large price tag used to mean an amazing game. That is true. Base game on PC. Really? Interesting. I love Ghost of Sushi. See, for me, and you guys might have noticed it. It depends. Performance isn't really a big thing for me, personally. But Haru, you make a good point. Large price tag used to mean amazing game. I will admit, it does bother me that there's so many new games out there that like release a game that's unpolished and then just, you know, it becomes the norm to fix it afterwards. That always bothers me of where the game industry is going. But because people keep pre-ordering games, it feels like you could like make a subpar game at launch and people will still buy it.
Investing in victory means playing the long game!
I like good story in games. I do too.
Answer me. 0 points.
Watch your head.
If it's got a good story, I will probably enjoy it. Or a story I like. Forever Winter caught my attention, but I'll wait and see. I don't know if I've heard of Forever Winter.
The dice have been buzzed.
Look at COD, Call of Duty?
Or maybe I'll take it all.
I see your point.
Confiscated!
No dirty
I tend to get
tricks.
deals years down the line. That's true. I am also someone who tends to play games not very shortly after their release. Though there's some I will make exceptions to.
I'm asking questions.
Hit the guy I'm hitting at, please!
SAS knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood.
Oh, I'm losing so many cycles on this.
0 points.
You know what? I shouldn't have Robin in my team for this. All I need is to get follow-ups. I forget, in this mode, your characters are just batteries. If only my favorite games had gacha. If it was like gacha in universe that I didn't have to spend money on, I would like it, to be honest. But as soon as they put in money, it bothers me. Got this. Do I have a blast? No, I have bounce and focus. Insert charge after attack, regenerates energy. Okay. I forget. Sorry, Robin. I just need batteries. Okay, back to occurrences. Spend money. Let's go. Let's see if I get lucky again. Nice. Please. Woo! Dang, that feels rare. I'm gonna smack it, and then I'm gonna smack it again. Cool. I have so much money. Cheat code. Ooh, gambler. Thank you. Thank you. Wow, thank you. Oh, wait. Oh, failure prescriptions. Frank! Dang it. Well, I asked for it. I haven't been able to buff any of my scepters, and I really need to coming up. I lose 50 HP, or I could get 4 components. Get 5 components if I lose 99 HP. Worth it! Nice. Oh, hey, I healed. Perfect. Thanks to one curio I got. Okay, I need to buff these badly. Okay, let's up one of the charge ones. Bounce. Maybe I should have done my first one. It only has 2,000 power. Yikes! Oh, we are gonna struggle bus today, my friends. We're gonna struggle bus today in this. I wish I had Dr. Ratio. He looks so good. He's another character that I thought I would hate, but I end up loving. Inserted in Blast Scepters. I don't have Blast! I wonder when Ratio's gonna get a rerun. It's been a while. Why would you hate him? It seems like your type. I think it's because around the time when I saw leaks, it was one of those things where people were like memeing him to be such a nerd and like be so obsessed with himself. And then I actually met him in game and saw his personality and I was like, oh, wait a second. Oh, wait a second. I dig this. And it's so funny because I saw people who liked the leaks of Dr. Ratio and thought he was a meme character, see him in the story and be like, oh, now I don't like him. And I'm like, really? Fascinating. He's now one of my favorites. Give him away so we can have World War 3. I'm gonna go for the night. Thanks for stopping by, Quentin. I hope you have a good one. Cool. Guys, what riveting gameplay we got going on here. Come on! Frick. Chizu, you said new players with Dr. Ratio sounds awful.
You learn to know.
I actually saw some people saying that they don't use Dr. Ratio anymore. And I'm like, really? Couldn't be me. Ooh, it's week 2. Physical. You know what that means. Actually, I should probably switch this around. There we go.
Feeling lucky.
Come on!
Feeling lucky.
I'll take it.
For the theater of the
I never leveled him up.
The dice have been cast.
HP inflation is
Bust.
awful.
Or maybe I'll take it all.
And a good pizza for dinner. What'd you have?
The measure of truth.
Fear Tear, you never leveled him up. There's a few people that haven't, honestly.
Time to
I leveled up Ratio very quickly. To no one's surprise.
0 points. Dark charge. Free.
I want to protect everyone. Help me, Mr. Sora.
I love Clara, like her side story where people gave her shoes, but she wasn't used to wearing them, so she doesn't wear them. I know, Clara is such a precious bean.
Changes with changelessness, like a shadow. Answer me. 0 points.
Eliminating threat.
Dark charge.
Okay, almost there. Garden pizza? I love garden pizzas. Sometimes I wish they didn't have olives, but that's a me thing. Not a fan of olives, personally.
Stay back, Clara.
Watch your head.
I want to protect everyone.
My favorite
too.
kid is in MiHoYo is War Criminal Klee. I love Klee. I love Klee. I actually saw some people though that were, again, this is further proof I should just enjoy my time off the internet. I saw some people that are upset whenever the Mondstadt event comes out and it's Klee focused. Like, man,
But Klee's great. I'm not afraid of you.
wait until her mother comes out. Who's excited for Alice? Whenever she comes out. Do you guys think she'll come out
Sure,
before or
I'll play
after
along.
Snezhnaya? Snezhnaya Archon Quest, be honest. Alice feels like, congratulations on getting everything done in the story. Here's Alice now. Alice always lets Klee steal the show in events. Well, she's gotta have the best for her daughter. I hope she says nuts are more so than Klee.
Answer me.
I know it would be interesting to see, because Alice isn't really there anymore, so it would be interesting to see how much of Klee's personality comes from Alice, you know? Or if they've been so far separated that they're not really the same. She's crazy for sure, a war criminal. She's definitely gotta be a little bit crazy.
0 points. Time to you cannot hide. Darkness charm. Darkness charm.
I want to protect everyone. Help me, Mr. Sora.
Mission command.
Watch your head. The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all.
Darkness charm. I'm asking questions. A test. Free.
I need to be brave.
Hide. Darkness charm.
Okay, okay. Is Clara's voice different? Nope, it's the same.
Mission command.
Although, I think Huohua's different now. I don't have Huohua, but I'm pretty sure Huohua's different now. Cheesy, you said another Klee summer event would be nice. I wouldn't mind that. I saw some people dreading it, though. But it feels too iconic. That said, you know what I do miss? You know what I really miss that I wish we had? Albedo winter events. I miss the Albedo winter events. I would like that to happen.
Cannot hide.
Watch your head.
Darkness charm. Darkness charm.
Why are you focusing on that one? Focus on the big guy! Stop it! Focus on the middle guy, please! Please! I swear if this cuts one of my cycles because you can't hit the right character!
The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all.
Darkness charm.
Just hit the middle guy, please!
Test.
Please! This one! Right here! That I'm hitting with everything with Dr. Ratio. Please hit this guy.
Darkness charm. Target threat index lowered. Annihilate.
Thank you! Oh my gosh. I was so worried there. Whew. Oh, but I don't like any of these. Dang it, I'm gonna have to forfeit. Most people never experience them. It's true. It's true. It's been so long ago at this point. Susbedo experience. Gosh, I miss Albedo so much. Best Ring Desire, still best event weapon. Luckily, they released a weapon that's kinda, Well, not really similar. And it was an event weapon, so never mind. Love the meme video of Clara screaming out Mr. Svarog's he creases Jordans. I think I saw that, but it's been forever. When it's boost all of your focus centers. Yes. Grab this. Grab... I guess this. Immediately improve the power. Yes! Excellent. Okay, let's go currents again. I just want more skins. It's kind yeah. Well, I think the reason why they don't do a lot of skins is because of how poorly received it was in the beginning. That said, I'm kind of surprised Honkai Star Rail doesn't have any skins yet. It's been teased for a while, but I'm surprised it hasn't happened. No, I want to avoid that. Okay, what do you get? 1 curio and get 4 components. I think that could be worth it. Well, this is broken, so... Nice. Watch CCC get skins before HSR. Honestly, I would believe it. I would believe it. I could see it happening. Do you guys think when Sunday comes out if I have to go to the amphitheater for this or if I should go to a different spot? Because what if he doesn't want to be summoned at the amphitheater? What if he wants something that's more personal? Like, we can find it where they play Robin's music and then we summon for Sunday there. just, you know, thinking ahead in like, how many weeks is it? Like 3 more weeks, right? Because the second half just barely started with Acheron Adventuring. So we got 3 more weeks until Sunday comes out. So, you know, I'm just thinking ahead, just planning. Just thinking ahead. Just planning. Lisa, Barbara, and Kaya. What about Amber and Noelle? Oh, true. At the very least, I think Amber deserves some. How about where he got stabbed by Sleepy? Where everything changed? LX totally not obsessed. Listen, we just gotta play in advance, right? I'm totally not just like hardcore grinding this event for Jade. Totally not. We'll grab this again. ZZZ getting skins sounds awful on the animators, especially because of how much they have characters interact with their clothes. Well, that's why I wonder if they do like physics-based animations when it comes to their clothes. Because if they do that, then that would actually be easier to animate and it would save so much more time. But if they are actually hand animating all the animations, for like secondary animation, that'd be insane. Chizu totally not going into debt over E6 S5 Sunday. Hopefully his Eidolons will be worth it. You know, things are I just have to worry about how much 50-50s I'm going to lose because I did the math and I'm pretty sure I can guarantee him and his light cone, and maybe E1. Maybe. And that's what scares me. Because if I lose every 50-50, that's so many wishes. Or tickets.
The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all.
E3S1 sounds doable! But I lost my 50-50 with Camellia. What if that's just an omen of to come?
Cannot hide. Freeze. Darkness charged. 0 points.
Maki said, thinking stuff like, to use Jane Doe as an example, she hangs her hands by the hook, hanging
want to protect everyone
things
too.
hanging from a collar. Then she switches to knives into slots on her shoes during combos.
Mr. Sora!
Maybe? Here's the thing. If they do skins like in Genshin where it doesn't change their animations, it could be easier. But if they change the animations from the ground up, that could be harder. Which is what a lot of people assume skins are, is an entirely new character. If they just change the aesthetics, maybe. Oh, I should have totally had Yumiko for this, but I didn't know I was gonna fight.
Annihilate. Charge!
Or to use Ultra 11 using her backpack to light her sword on fire. But what if she has that, but just a different skin?
0 points.
When Deluxian released, everyone said his animations changed. That said, the Deluxe skin is pretty. And I like that the visual effects changed. But yeah, it's not animation changed. He did get a new idle animation though. But that's about it. That's the only thing that changed with those animations.
I want to protect everyone too. Help me, Mr. Sora!
As you command.
They'd be limited if they wanted to go for that. Yeah, but it would, that's what I'm saying, is that it would be limited, but it would save them time on the animations.
I am the blade. There's no time to lose. Time to you cannot hide.
Now, if my focus scepter could please hit the thing that I'm hitting, thank you.
Sure, I'll play along. The dice have bust. Or maybe I'll take it all.
I'm not afraid of you.
Annihilate.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through the phase 4 with this. I'm going to try my best, but man, my scepters are just not doing the damage I need to do quick enough.
Answer me. 0 points.
I forgot skins have rarity. Depends on the game. Almost to the level of a color change.
I hit the mark.
Yeah, some people would probably hate that, but it could be, that's still a skin change. So here's the question. If they do a color change for a character and they priced it, what would be the minimum price for a color change of a character for you to get money on it? That's something I like to focus on. If they wanted to change clothing, they would have to edit the physics. That's true, but that hasn't stopped them before.
I'm asking questions. A test. Fail.
Eliminating threat.
So, welcome. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hu Tao, so good they had to make a better Hu Tao to kill him. Wait, who's the better Hu Tao?
Help me, Mr. Sora!
Hockey said, to be clear, not saying it's possible, just saying why it's probably would be the hardest of these 3 games. Oh, I see. I misunderstood. Yeah, you're right. Honkai Star Rail would be the easiest to make skins, let's be honest. That's why I'm surprised they haven't done it. Better Hu Tao is Arlecchino. Oh, I wouldn't have associated those two as, like, the same, to be honest. Like, they're fire DPS is sure, but there's enough differences I wouldn't have put them together.
Time to you cannot hide. Charge.
Hedge your bets.
Their kids are completely different. That's how I view it.
Or maybe
And also their personalities are very different, so I don't see them as, like, the same character. Please, just hit the main guy!
Are you alright?
Ugh, I lost a cycle. This is going poorly. I'm not gonna get these stellar jades.
I'm asking question. A test. Fail.
Just hit the middle guy, please!
The measure of truth and falsehood.
Yay! Definitely not going to be able to get past the fourth, whatever it's called, the fourth phase. My scepters are just not up to snuff. Real quick though, get this better, please. Grab some stuff. What do I have? On entering battle. I don't think that affects later stuff, though. Crit damage, that's not gonna help me. I'm a battery. I guess we'll grab this. I think Arlecchino's more of a psychopath sometimes. To be honest, I don't see either of them as psychopaths. It's the same Wanderer is better as Shao. Oh, I see. Yeah, I think they do different things. Purchase this component to synthesize. Let me... we'll grab this. Ugh, out of money. So that's the component store, scepter store. Oh, right. No, we're good. We're good there. Oh my gosh, I have one scepter that only has 2,000. Yeah, this is a horrible run. Maybe I should have gone for the scepters. My scepters kind of suck. Well, moment of truth, I guess. Wait. Yep. I take my leave now. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you have a good one. Let's throw that in there. I'm surprised that none of these have really worked. Okay, threw that in there. Cycle this. This. Dang, I was hoping I didn't have to, like, change these ones. I'm out of money! Well, crap. These scepters suck. Y'all are about to see how bad the HP inflation is for this.
Feeling lucky.
For the theater of the mediocre.
Rise to the challenge.
SAS knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood.
I want to protect everyone too.
Neither Hu Tao nor Arlecchino have antisocial personalities. One is just very accepting of death as part of life, and the other is very militant. Yeah, that's how I view it.
To lose. Feel the flesh.
Time to you cannot hide. 0 points.
The flesh. Darkness. Charge. Darkness. Charge. Rise to the challenge. Rise to the challenge.
The dice have been
700 damage, and I did that much.
Or maybe
700,000 damage, I should say.
Watch your head.
Test. Feel the flesh. Darkness. Charge. Rise to the challenge.
What is that HP? Welcome to the unknowable domain. This is what it's like. You don't rely on your character's damage, you rely on the scepters. You basically become batteries.
Eliminating threat. Darkness. Charge. It's a command. Bear witness.
Your answers? Answer me. 0 points. Take a shadow.
I do wish this game mode was a little bit more fun, but the HP inflation just does not make it fun for me.
I need to be brave.
Annihilate.
Have you taken a drink every time I say HP inflation? If you have, goodness gracious.
Flesh charge to the challenge. Rise to the challenge. Rise to the challenge.
I have a feeling Koyo's gonna need to do balance adjusting to this game mode. I really hope they do, to be honest. More HP equals hard, never a fun idea. Yeah, they've been doing it a lot lately, and it makes me a little mad.
The symbol of pure beauty.
As evident by this game mode.
Stay back, Clara.
Watch your head.
The flesh rise to the challenge.
I want to protect everyone. Tell me, Mr. Sora.
I really do hope they reduce the HP for this. Make it a little bit easier for people to get the rewards.
Knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood.
I also will admit, maybe it's because I keep picking like bad scepters or something, and I did do a dot expansion, and now I'm trying to run follow-up. Like, yes, the setup is bad. But also, do you see how much HP these guys have?
0 points.
The dice have been bust. Or maybe I'll take it all.
As Unit Wanderer is better, but Zhao does more damage in his best team. And also with the right investment. That's one thing I like. I've mentioned it before, but that's one thing I really like about Genshin is that you can literally make almost any team work. Almost any team. Like, you probably don't want to run Sino and Alhaitham in the same team, but you can make almost any team work.
I'm asking question.
A test. The flesh fail. Rise to the challenge.
I actually don't know if I'm going to be able to beat this.
The flesh wound. Hide. Rise to the challenge.
Almost what are exceptions. Like I said, you have to make a team work. Like, you don't want to run Sino, Alhaitham, and like another DPS all in one team. I just auto at this point. That's fair. What's up, chat?
Watch your head.
Let's see how this goes.
Annihilate.
I love doing 1 million HP and only doing 6% damage.
Rise to the challenge. You cannot hide.
Speaking of which, when was the last time anyone used Silver Wolf? I think I used her in one mode where I just wanted to like help get defense res. Or defense shred, excuse me. But I'll be honest, my Silver Wolf isn't very well built. So for me, it's been a while. It's just that quantum relic thing hates me.
Rise to the challenge.
Sino and Alhaitham could probably destroy even with a wasted slot, depending on the build.
0 points. Flesh
bust. Or maybe I'll take it all.
Let the duel commence.
Time to lose. Annihilate. Rise to the challenge.
I feel like everyone forgot she is playable. I still use Silver Wolf, but that's because I use Qingque. Again, I wish my Qingque was better, but that quantum relic place hates me. I barely got good relics for Jui.
Rise to the challenge.
My luck got put in other relic domains, unfortunately. Not to mention my man Blade. I have seen people still use Blade, though.
Hide.
Like, there's still some people that clear Memory of Chaos with Blade. It's harder, but people still do it.
Watch your head.
The flesh, you're fighting a gentleman.
But again, it's one of those things where they will need a lot of investment. At this point, my Qingque team is better than my Acheron team.
I'll take it.
Really? I wish that was the case for me. My Qingque is very sad. Very, very sad.
Cannot hide.
And it sucks because, like, I don't really have a team that can do a propagation run in Simulated Universe very well because my Qingque is kind of bad. There's not really another team that really works with the propagation route. Sparkle was a godsend. Right? She works really well in certain teams. I've convinced Qingque is a 5-star in disguise. I wish I could get her to work, man, because I love Qingque. But anytime I used her, it just, the other characters did better.
The flesh wound. 0 points.
Watch your head.
Because I want my Qingque to hit like a brick.
Rise to the challenge.
But I stopped using her because, like, me. Qingque is such a fun character.
Stay back, Clara.
6 stars where your luck is good, 3 where your luck is bad.
All in. 0 points. The flesh charged.
Yeah, guys, I think I'm actually gonna lose this. I think I'm actually gonna lose this.
You're fighting a gentleman.
Rise to the challenge.
I was really hoping I could do a run with the dot expansion, but ignore the dot. But maybe I just gotta invest in my dot team a little bit better to be able to beat this. It's so hard. I feel like my Qingque does hurl bricks disguised as one-shot pieces. Share your build! Please! Let me have a good Qingque.
Watch your head.
0 points.
Bust. Or maybe I'll take it off.
All in. You cannot hide. Charge.
Actually, you know what? Let's make a prediction. Can I beat this? Possible outcomes. Here we go. Do you guys think I could do this?
Put forth all your might.
Put in your points.
Stay back, Clara.
You get 1 minute. Go.
Behold, this symbol of pure.
You guys think I can beat this?
Hide.
Ooh, a lot of points for yes. Okay. You guys are more optimistic than I am.
0 points. Charge. Rise to the challenge.
She has S5 before dawn. Jeez. Whoa, 4,000 for yes. Someone's got to bet on no. Someone's got to bet on no.
Bear witness to order.
Otherwise, do you guys really think I could beat this? Really? Oop, 10 on no. 10 points for no.
I'll take it off.
You cannot hide.
Okay. Most people think I can beat this. Now here's the question. I know someone in chat said that they haven't touched this. Has anyone else here played this game mode?
Knowledge, the measure of truth, and falsehood.
Because once the action goes away, everyone gets stronger. There was a counter on the left side over here that had 0. Once that hits 0, everything gets so much harder. And we're still in the second phase. We have to beat the next phase when everything will get increasingly more difficult.
Watch your head.
How are the believers feeling now?
Behold, this symbol of pure. You're fighting a gentleman.
Like a shadow. Flesh wound.
0 points. Test. Free. Dark. Charge.
Flesh.
Hide.
Oh my gosh, it took you less than 1K to get that Chi-Chi? Wow. Or that S5 before dawn? Okay, hold on. Which one is before dawn? I forget. HSR before dawn.
Answer me.
Oh, excuse me.
0 points. Dark.
Oh, it is Jing Yuan's light cone. Okay, that's what I thought. Just thought I'd check.
Rise to the challenge. Knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood. You cannot hide. Feel the flesh. Dark. Charge.
Well, while we're here, hold on. While we're here, let me just turn down the game a little bit. While we're here, I do want to say thank you guys so much for watching today's stream. I'm very satisfied where we were. I'm a little sad we weren't able to do Black Swan's quest. But hey, we'll plan Saturday. We'll plan for Saturday. And then after the Black Swan quest, we'll probably be able to do more Echoes of Wisdom, I think. R5 a weapon. Get shit. Hasn't Chizu already R5'd a weapon? I'm so glad I'm so close to finishing companion quests, though. More Jade! More Stellar Jade. You only did it in Star Rail because it's cheaper. What, is it cheaper now in Genshin now that it basically works the same in Star Rail? It's like the same price now. Anything for Ching Chue. It's true. She deserves a lot. She deserves a lot.
Mission command. Answer me. 0 points.
I'm surprised how long this fight's been going. Can I? Oh.
Knowledge, the measure of truth.
Well, that took out Aventure's shield. Still worse since light cone is 75-25. Ah, okay. Oh, there goes my ratio.
Cannot hide.
Bust. Or maybe I'll take it off.
Annihilate.
You know what is exceptionally cheap? Wuwa when it comes to the weapons. That thing's guaranteed. It is guaranteed. And honestly, it makes me want to get on more weapons on the weapon banner because it's guaranteed. Because then I can put like 5-star weapons on like my standard banner characters. Too bad there hasn't been a crit Redicifer in like a while. However it's pronounced.
Hide.
Behold, this symbol of pure fighting
It's a terrible decision though. It is a lot of money. A lot of money. Oh, Loza's still living. Just living on a prayer.
Rise to the challenge. Time to lose.
All right, y'all. We're getting down to the wire.
Put forth all your might.
Oh, there goes Clara.
Bust. Or maybe I'll take
1 HP in that dream. I know, Clara and Dr. Ratio died. What's is just out here 4-star doing his best. Living in the shadows. Trying not to get hit. Eventually, still full health. Ooh.
Let the duel commence.
Dude, Moza is like hiding in the shadows and he still down in the red HP.
To the challenge.
No dirty tricks.
Oh! Oh! There goes Aventurine. And there goes Moza. So to the one person who bet no Congratulations! Congratulations. I can't beat this. Who could that be? Congratulations on your 20 points. Or how much are you gonna get? Because you bet against all odds. Well, 4K. I was really hoping that would have gone better. Soon I'll be able to get this. Congratulations on the person who bet no. I hope you enjoy it. 4K I spend was me. I'm glad you guys believed in me, but that was a crummy run, unfortunately. All right, well, I do have to get out of here, so let me go over to the end screen really quick. So, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching today's stream. I'm really glad we were able to get Yunli's quest, like I said, but a little sad we didn't get to Black Swans, but I think that was partially my fault. But we'll do it Saturday. We'll get Black Swans done Saturday because Jade. We need the Jade. Okay. Do I have anything on the activity feed for today? I do! I forgot to thank a few people today. LX, thank you so much for the resub for 12 months. Thank you so much. Slaying Anime, thank you for the follow. And I think that's all that happened today. So, yeah, plan is Saturday, we'll do Black Swan's quest. And then, we'll head over to Echoes of Wisdom, I think, after that. Really looking forward to it. I've kind of saved Black Swan's quest for last because I wanted to save it for last. I've been looking forward to it like the most. It was a good stream. Thank you guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. I hope you guys had fun watching today. And I hope to see you all next time. Oh yeah. Thanks, Salvaveda. Don't forget to sub. So, I will talk to you guys all later. Thanks for watching, everybody.